mics are live. We are live.
Oh, shit.
Boy, here we go. Welcome, everybody, to Tal'Dorei, A New Dawn. I am somebody you usually see playing, but today I am actually going to be DMing for this fine group of people. My name is Brian. I will be your Dungeon Master today. With me today, I have Sai. Sai, why don't you tell us about your character here?
So I am going to be playing Alexio Deleas, and he is the first in line of his family. And his family kind of runs the trade out of Chamel and Marquette. So he is going to be making an appearance to try and establish a better trade route and see what goes on from there. He's always kind of rejected his noble household. He wants to be an adventurer more than anything. And yeah, he's got a pretty different fighting style that I hope you all enjoy.
Right on. Thank you. Carrie, why don't you tell us a little bit about your character and introduce yourself?
All right. Well, yeah, as you said, I'm Carrie, or AKA Shrieky. I am playing a halfling drunken monk named Sanguine. And come on, drunken monk. That you got it all right there.
Tipsy sway. I'm super excited for that, actually.
Oh, it's gonna be fun.
Great. Was there any background or anything you would like to give everybody, or you want to keep it all a secret?
I'll give you a little bit of background. She disguises herself as like a genderless gladiator fighter. Goes around, does fighting for fun, for money, and all that good stuff. Running away from a dark secret. That's about as much as I'll say about that part. But so she always goes around in her wrestling costume, which is like a mask with the fur of an animal down the back of it. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love it. All
Do you
right.
have a wrestling alter ego?
Yeah, that is the Sanguine. The
Oh,
real
okay.
name, nobody knows.
Wow. Wow.
Well, you guys don't know. It's on the layout because I didn't know that
Yeah, I
name
was gonna
until
say,
about
no,
30 minutes ago. So,
No, I was literally about to say it's Dahlia. Like,
Oh.
no big secret between us. Just don't tell the NPCs.
well, technically you guys won't all know each other yet, but we'll get to that in a minute. Riley, why don't you introduce yourself and your character to everybody?
Hi, I'm Riley, and I'm going to pretend like my heart is not beating out of my chest right now. I am playing Silvia Estrella, and she is a celestial warlock, and she is a air ganassi, so she's got light blue skin and white hair and very spooky looking, and she is a fortune teller. And that's all I got for right now.
It's good enough.
Yeah.
Dana, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your character?
Okay, well, hi, I'm Dana. Probably seen me around here before, maybe not, who knows? I'm also nervous, sorry.
It's okay, we all are, trust me.
Oh my god, yeah.
Except for maybe Sai, he's being like very cool.
Calm as Hindu cows.
Don't know what that means. Carry on, Dana.
I am playing Raina St. Clair. I am a wood elf, and I am a ranger by trade, and maybe a little bit more. We'll see.
Okay, did you want to give a brief description of your character at all?
Should we do that? Yeah.
Yeah, we should definitely do that.
Okay.
Give people a better picture of what you guys look like.
Well, I am a wood elf, so I've got darker skin. It's like olive toned, the long elf ears, short, wavy black hair. She's got a scar right here on her face and a few other littered about. Wears regular ranger leathers and such. Carry a longbow.
Right on. Sai, real quick, before we get into this, did you want to give a brief description of your character for us, please?
Sure. He's tall, dark, and handsome. He's very fit. I don't want to say like buff, but he's been training his whole life. And he kind of, no, he doesn't lift. He's just more of a rigorous activity kind of guy. Just an all-around ladies man. Smile that can melt hearts.
Okay. Carrie, did you want to give us a brief description of what your character looks like?
Yeah, pretty much She's got like the tan skin like Dana. She's got scars littered all over her body from past battles. Got a nasty one going across her shoulder here. For the most part, she covers up, like she binds her chest to conceal her gender. She wears monk clothing that have a red and white color scheme. Again, she wears like the skull animal mask over her face with the furs of the animal going over top, so you can't really see her hair. If you did, it would be red. She has green eyes. And she fights with a 3-section staff, which I am so excited to fight with.
That's so awesome. Monk weapons are great.
Yes, they are.
Yes,
With
they
the
are.
Drunken Master, I'm going to have fun with this.
Okay. With that, the one thing I do want to say before we get started is I want to give a huge thank you to Matthew Mercer, of course, James Heck, for writing the campaign guide for this campaign. Also, huge thanks to Geek and Sundry for putting Critical Role on the air for all of us to get to enjoy this world, and give us something for us to build onto and into. So, big thank you to everybody who made this world possible, and we hope that we get to do it justice, since we haven't seen too many shows doing this before. It's a very intimidating campaign setting to do, but here we are anyway, because clearly we have no fear at all.
No, none.
Okay, so with that,
wait.
Mm-hmm.
And a huge thanks to Griff for the 300 bits, and we had a Prime sub, but I can't find it anymore.
That'd be Chase. Yes, thank you, Chase. Usually I'll do those on the break when I can.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
I just didn't want to forget. It's so early in the stream.
Yeah, no, perfect. So thank you for all the love so far. Greatly appreciated. The best thing is that you're all tuning in. That's the most important thing. And of course, if you share the stream with your friends, let them know what's going on, get more people in here, even better. We just want to put on a good show for as many eyes as possible, even though inside I am freaking out because I haven't DM'd in 8 months. So, okay, with that, let's get into the state of Tal'Dorei, just so you have a kind of a general idea of where the world is, where our story takes place. Our story does take place 100 years after the fall of Vecna. After his fall, Tal'Dorei went through a large rebuilding and building up. Vasselheim, which was heavily damaged in the fight with Vecna, has been restored to its prior glory. And Vox Machina themselves have become more than heroes after this. At this point, they've become more of like legends. Their tales are told throughout Tal'Dorei, and with 100 years past, it's difficult to tell how much of it's truth and how much has been embellished for the sake of story. But the stories themselves have inspired many would-be heroes to do what they can to make the world a better place. As such, Tal'Dorei has enjoyed 100 years of relative peace. There is a new Council of Tal'Dorei, and for the Republic of Tal'Dorei, I should say, and though it was made up of very few before, they've changed things up to make it so that there's actually a representative from each of the major cities, and also, more recently, including the Ashari tribe, and smaller places like Stilben and Westrun. But otherwise, Tal'Dorei is by and large the same continent it was during the time of Vox Machina, with major differences being more communications between the regions and open trade throughout Tal'Dorei. And a more eagerness to get trade from other various continents. So the other things going on in the world, while the peace has kept things relatively calm, the underworld of Tal'Dorei has been very busy. The Clasp, figuring they're owed a piece of Amon due to the help they've provided during Thordak's incursion on the city, have been doing what they can to exert their will on the Council of Tal'Dorei. It's no real secret that someone in the council is corrupted by them, though proof is incredibly difficult to come by. The Myriad, meanwhile, have been gaining footholds all throughout Tal'Dorei and have been making headway into Amon, much to the chagrin of the Clasp. They've been butting heads in the shadows for years, but are smart enough to keep their squabbles out of the public eye so far. Meanwhile, there are elemental rifts that have been appearing, or that appeared during the reign of the Chroma Conclave, and have recently begun acting strangely. Strange elemental pulses have been detected, and the Ashari have vowed to monitor the rifts and relay any strange findings to Arisa, who is their council representative, to bring to the council. But the most that's really happened thus far is very minor elemental rifts that have been popping up here and there. They generally pop into existence for a couple days and then pop right back out, making them very difficult to study while they're there. And there's no real clear answer. Nobody really knows why it's happening, but they're just keeping an eye on it. And that is basically all anybody needs to know. So, let's get started. The four of you find yourselves in Amon during New Dawn, which is the it's basically like our version of New Year's, where there's a great feast, a great midnight feast, and there's a play that talks about what's happened during the past year. What things have changed over the past year. And you find yourselves in the Cloudtop District, which is the more affluent district. Before, it was kind of a place where only people who had a lot of money would get to go to and see. That's really where they lived. But after Thordak came and pretty much leveled it, they decided this is going to be a great place to do events like this and whatnot, and really just kind of bring everybody together and show that, we're all more similar than we'd like to think. And, though some of us have and some of us have not, there are certain times where we can all get together and mingle and just kind of enjoy each other and enjoy being alive after seeing so much death over the, prior to this past 100 years. So you guys find yourselves in the Cloudtop District. There's a lot of really tall buildings, it's a very, like I said, a very affluent part of town. And there are large oak tables just spread out throughout a nice clearing where they clear out for these kind of events. It's not quite like an amphitheater where there's like a lot of seats and stuff. It's very much almost like a stone park with like cobblestone street. The oaken tables are covered in all sorts of food and drink, and adventurers from all over and just people from all over all come to Amon for this huge event. It's very packed. There are lots of stalls, and there are lots of people selling wares and goods in the trade districts. The ports are full of ships, and the four of you happen to be sitting near each other at these oaken tables enjoying this feast, just kind of mingling, getting to know people. And that is where we'll begin. So, Alexio, you know that you were kind of supposed to sit with the council as a representative of Shamal, but you decided that you really wanted to kind of get the local flavor, get a taste of the local flavor, and really kind of mingle with the kind of people that are in the city. So you kind of plop yourself down. You see a wood elf rogue sitting there enjoying a nice drink. You see a warlock, the likes you've never seen before. Somebody in robes, very interesting looking individual. And you see a halfling with a half skull mask, all just enjoying this feast.
Do I have a drink?
Yeah, I mean, there's drinks all over the place. I mean, they basically hand this stuff out. It's this is covered in like the taxes, and they do sell certain better seating and VIP seating and stuff like that to help pay for this event. But otherwise, for common food and drink, it's all just there for the taking. So yeah, if you want a drink, you have a drink.
Sanguine is definitely drinking.
Is there waiters running around or anything like that?
There are a few, but mostly in those VIP sections. As far as anybody else, the food is laid out on the table, but drinks, there are various little wooden stands that are treated as bars with barkeeps and just bartenders handing out drinks essentially.
Okay, so before I sit down, I want to go over to one of those, and I want to order 4 drinks, and I'm gonna bring them over to that spot. Essentially, I'm just, hello, how are you this evening?
Okay, you see a bartender. He's a slim elven man, and he looks very well kept. He's dressed in the same attire that all the barkeeps and stuff are dressed in. It's not flashy, but it's well kept. It's not commoner's clothing or anything like that, like you would normally find in a tavern. Yeah. He's got silver hair, and his eyes are almost glowing. And he looks up at you with very kind eyes and says, "Yes, my friend. What can I get for you?"
I need 4 of your finest bourbons.
My finest bourbon. So we don't really have bourbons, but we have whiskeys. Would that be okay for your tastes?
That will suffice. What is the name of the whiskey?
The name of the whiskey. It's a Stilben brand. It's not quite a brand, but it's a very nice blend
No matter. How much?
Oh well. For you, it's actually on the house. It's again, unless you're looking for real top shelf. If you're looking for real top shelf, I do have something a little finer.
Let's go for the real stuff.
The real stuff that comes from Craghammer. It's dwarven made. Are you sure you can handle it?
Sir, do you insult me in such a way?
I mean no offense, none at all. I've seen what this can do to people, but if you insist, it is 1 gold for the 4 beverages.
I toss him 10, and I say, "Have a great night."
You
Do
as
I
well,
see him
sir.
toss that money around?
Roll me a perception check, and Alexia, why don't you go ahead and roll me a sleight of hand just to oppose, see if she notices it.
Ooh, I'm rolling so bad tonight.
It's the first roll.
I know, but I was doing test ones. It's a 6.
I got a 15.
Yeah, so you see this human man, think Oberyn from Game of Thrones. Like, this is kind of the look he's got going on, and you just see him chuck a little satchel of 10 gold on the table, and you see this elven man, just his eyes wide, like talking to him, and I would say with that perception, you even probably hear the elven man says to Alexia, he says, "Sir, if you require any further assistance, you just let me know and I will be right there. In fact, you just point to which table you're going to, and I will make sure you're well taken care of the rest of the night."
Do you see that odd bunch over there?
And he looks over and he sees Silvia, Raina, and you're Sanguine, that's it. Sorry. Yeah. Still getting used to the names here. Okay. And he says, yes, especially that really odd-looking one. And he points a little bit to the Genasi.
Oh, not with the fur. Okay.
Is that where you're going to be?
That is where I'll be. Please send someone by every, 10 minutes or so.
I'll be there. So yeah, you heard that whole thing, Silvia.
Okay.
I take the whiskey and I head over to the table where all of these people are sitting. And I just sit down and may I offer you a drink?
Yes, I'll take this drink. Would you, by chance, want your fortune told?
This will be interesting.
I don't.
Is that in character, by the way?
What do you mean?
No, Dana, was that in character? Okay, perfect.
I don't believe in such things, but maybe later on in the night when I've had a few.
Sylvia doesn't know how to respond to that. Guess she just takes the drink and kind of is like, okay then.
Can I see, like, I want her to, this is gonna sound weird, smell the alcohol to tell, like, how good it is? Like, tell if it's good quality stuff?
Yeah, I'd say go ahead and roll investigation.
Okay. I don't even know if I'm good at the... That's a -1.
Oh no.
I rolled a 2.
You rolled a 2. It is by far the best whiskey you have ever had in your life. You, just by the scent, you smell chestnut. You smell a little bit of vanilla. And you're like, I cannot wait I'm going to gobble this up. This is going to be the best.
You're alright. I like you. I like 2 of you. Both of you. You got a twin?
Close, but not quite. You are interesting. I pat the fur on top of her head.
Oh no.
Its head.
You got me beer. One touch only, and that was it. Now she grabs 2 bottles or 2 glasses.
Okay, so it's not even been 10 minutes yet, so.
Oh right, sorry.
No, it's fine. You grab 2 of them. So Alexia, you just see this halfling just grab the second mug and just drag it over, because these are pretty sizable mugs for you as a halfling, but just they just drag it over, and you're just like, what the.
All right, then I guess I'll offer mine to you, and I hand mine to shoot, I'm forgetting names. Sorry, Raina.
Thank you. I appreciate the gesture.
Anytime. I'm from far, far away, you see, and I'm just trying to gather a little more culture while I'm here.
Plenty of that to go around, especially tonight.
And you, miss, would you like one? And one to the Genasi.
I mean, I guess. Are you absolutely certain you don't want your fortune told?
That nonsense is not for me.
What do you
believe?
You
said you wanted to partake in culture, so why not partake in culture?
Wait, he said collect culture. It's not a bug?
Darling, I don't think so.
You have interesting bugs.
This wood elf is wise. Why don't you try it for the first time? You may like it. You may learn something new about yourself.
All right, for fun. Let's see.
Okay, 10 gold, please.
10 gold. We're gonna have to keep on drinking, and then we'll see how we feel afterwards.
Okay, we'll see.
Okay, so as you guys have been chatting, about 10 minutes goes by, and the elven bartender kind of comes back holding 4 more mugs of this really fine Craghammer whiskey, and he says, "Sir, it's been 10 minutes. I am here as requested. Can I top anybody off?"
Yeah, right here. I got I need half a glass refilled because I'm almost. Look, I can almost see the bottom.
Well, I had a glass, but it commandeered one.
Well, both of those instances are very unfortunate. Let me take care of both of them in one fell swoop. And he deftly drops one of the mugs, not drops, but places it in front of Sanguine and slides the other one over to you, Alexio, and it lands perfectly right in front of you. It doesn't spill a drop.
Impressive.
I've been doing this a long time.
What is your name, sir?
My name is Shaldavar.
Shaldavar.
Shaldavar. It's Shaldevar.
Shaldavar. How long have you lived in Amon?
Oh, well, I'm originally from Sanguine. I've been in Amon probably the last 15 years. Yeah, just needed a change of pace. Just had to get out. Sanguine is great. It's fantastic, and I love it, and I love my people. But sometimes you just want to take in new sights and sounds. I'm sure you can relate.
Absolutely. So this is not your first festival?
Oh, lords, no. This is, well, in the city, yes. It's my 15th here because I was here for 15 years. But I've actually been coming to these festivals and traveling for well beyond that. Yes.
Ever make it as far out as Marquette?
Oh, Marquette, no. I've never really traveled via boat, and the airship is a little bit out of my price range.
Ah, the airship. What a wonderful thing.
Yes, how did you come over? Did you come over via boat, or did you transport via air?
Oh, the air.
How was
Boats, it was amazing.
Was it?
Honestly, like nothing I've ever experienced before in my life.
One day I hope to soar among the clouds, such the likes of you, but, if you keep tipping me the way you were, maybe I'll get my chance.
Keep bringing them on, and we might.
Well, I'm going to hold you to that. You two, and he looks over to Raina and Silvia, would you care for a topping off?
No, thank you. I'm fine with just the one.
Good for
Did
now,
you just
thank you.
say she wanted your top off?
Ice. He's just like, his eyes get wide. He's like, I said no such thing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what I heard. Not
no.
cool. Not cool.
1,000 apologies. That was not. No, what I said was, would you like some more? That's merely all I was suggesting. Would you care for some more whiskey? And he just kind of drops the remaining 2 glasses, not even nearly as deftly as he did before, and just shuffles off very quickly back to the little stand that he was at.
She just watches him the whole time.
Alexio is laughing. It's just like some people cannot take a joke.
Well, how do you take a joke?
Very carefully, my friend.
I mean, can it be taken? Is it stolen? Where do they take it?
I feel like jokes are more freely given.
Ooh. The alcohol cut you off halfway through. What?
My wits are outnumbered here. I see.
Wait.
I will say, Alexio, you're on your second mug.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and roll
Actually, first mug because I keep on forgetting the name. She stole it.
Oh, Sanguine.
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 Write it down. Hold on.
No problem. Okay, so you're still on your first. You're handling it pretty good. It is very strong, and you can tell that this is a very quick way to get a nice buzz going. But if you're not careful, it can bite you.
Okay.
You get that feeling just from drinking it, just how just strong, it burns on the way down. It's very tasty. It has a very good flavor, but you can tell the strength is definitely up there. I mean, dwarven made, of course.
Yeah, it's gonna be strong.
Yeah.
So, Sanguine, she's gonna actually pour some of the alcohol into the empty gourds that she has. I need another round. It's gone.
I'll push over one of the ones he dropped over to her.
I'll give her the rest of mine, too. Oh, you just have mine. You obviously love it more than I do.
You guys are so nice. What? So do we know? Do I know you?
No. I'm Silvia.
Sylvia.
Yeah. I tell fortunes around here.
No.
I do. Mm-hmm.
What? You know my fortune?
Well, not right now, but I could tell your fortune.
Yes.
You want me to tell a fortune?
Yes.
Sylvia pulls out her deck of cards and kind of shuffles them in front of her and pulls out a couple cards.
Okay.
This didn't work out so well last time.
Alexio goes, wait a second. Hers is free, but mine is 10 gold.
Sylvia ignores the comment.
Okay.
I'm just holding that in my back pocket because I remember that.
Okay.
So,
pick a card, any card.
Sylvia lays out 3 cards in front of her. Your first card is the 7 of Wands. It shows that you are struggling to find a path, but with creativity you can find your way through. And in the near future, you have the Chariot. And the Chariot says, ooh, it means there'll be a battle, fight of some sort. And the 5 of Wands, the conclusion, it is unclear. And then she whips up her cards and puts them back in her pile.
Okay, I'm okay. So
now, as a note, was that all bullshit or no? I need to know if you have to roll deception or not to.
No, that one was an actual reading.
Okay, so you're going because I know your character will sometimes. So.
Yeah.
No.
That one wasn't.
That one was okay.
I like her.
Okay, so there you go. That's all I need to know.
Okay, so I'm gonna fight cherries.
Close.
I hope you win.
I hate cherries. I will definitely not win.
It's more of a conflict in the near future.
Conflict.
Mm-hmm. And create.
Develop an allergy to cherries.
Oh, so I can punch. I can. Oh, I gotta. I need another drink.
So.
What was her name again? Sorry.
Oh, I'm Sylvia.
Hi, Sylvia.
So, by the way, as you do that, just that the bartender is like looking at you with fear in his eyes as he's pouring a drink. But carry on while he's doing that.
You didn't tell me your name.
My name? You don't know my. Oh. Alright. My name is. Calm down. It's okay. Sanguine. I am the Sanguine.
Have I heard that name before?
Roll a history check.
Have I heard that name before?
Also roll a history check.
I don't know.
16.
21.
And what was yours, Sylvia?
16.
16? Yeah, you guys have heard the name. You haven't heard much beyond that, but you know that Sanguine is known to be a gladiator of sorts. Past that, you don't really know a whole lot about them. You just know that that's what they do.
So you're kind of like a hero, from what I hear.
I don't wanna.
You fight for justice.
Yeah, exactly. I am a justice fighter. I am
Justice
like
and glory.
League of Justice all in like one person. You know, they need to copyright that name. That's a brilliant fucking name.
We'll get started on that here.
You and me, girl. We're the League of Justice. You, me, future. Maybe this guy with the good booze. All depends how much he can keep buying us. But
You win money in these fights?
oh, lots of money. Yeah.
Interesting. You know, you could use a healer. And that is me.
Well, I
You
mean,
can take me along with you and I can help you.
I only need healing if I lose.
No.
If she heals you, you can keep going.
You can keep going and fight more.
Get stronger.
What kind of fighting happens in these tournaments?
Well, I mean, it all depends what kind of tournament. I mean, some people just want to go and fight the furry creatures, but I mean, hello, that was for 10-year-olds. Me, I like the one-on-one battles, gladiator, sweat, blood, muscle, you know, manly stuff.
Interesting. Do you use weapons?
Yeah, my right here.
And Sanguine pulls up that what's it called again?
It's got a 3-tiered staff.
Yeah, 3-tiered staff. It's basically wooden pole with like 2 small chains on either end with another wooden pole on each end. It is a very exotic weapon that you have never seen before.
It's nunchucks with a middle nunchuck.
With a nunchuck.
More or less, yeah. But bigger.
That wasn't in character. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Interesting. I've never seen anything like it.
Well, no, it's mine. You can't.
Did you make it?
Yeah. I could have. I mean, it's a little blurry.
Roll a history check for me, Sanguine.
That's an 8.
An 8? You have no idea where you got this thing. You don't remember.
Fuck.
It was just like one day you didn't have it, the next day you had it.
Where did these come from? Hold on. Okay, I'll get back to you on that. Give me, like, oof. Okay.
So you are Silvia, and you are Sanguine, and what's your name?
You can call me Raina.
Raina. I'm Alexio. Now that we've all met, it's a pleasure to meet you all.
As you say that, the music dies down a bit and changes to more haughty as a bard comes out and begins just playing a little tune. And as he does, one of what you would recognize, Alexio, to be the council members shows or walks onto a stage that's not in the center of everything, but it's like all the tables are kind of laid out around it. And on the stage, you can tell that's where like entertainment is supposed to be. That's where the play is going to be when the play happens. But you recognize Shendal Martori, the representative of Amon, walk out, and she's a human female. She's got long brunette hair. She's wearing very nice robes. They're like white robes, like inlaid with gold stitching. And she has very sharp facial features. She's not, I'd say she's placed her around like the mid 40s. She's not really old, but you know, she's not quite young either. She's young for the council, I'll put it this way. Put it that way. She's one of the younger members of the council.
Okay.
And as she walks out to the music, she looks amongst the crowd. And
am I close to the front?
No, you guys are. I'd say you guys are about 3 tables back from the actual stage. I mean, you're closer to the front than some, but you're a little bit offset. You're more to the right of the stage. Stage right would be. But as you're all kind of enjoying your food, drink, and talking, she comes out and definitely through a magical means, her voice kind of booms out among the crowd, and she says, "Welcome, one and all. Thank you so much for partaking in our New Dawn feast. It is a pleasure to bring you all from around Tal'Dorei," and she motions to you, Alexio, "and from parts yet unknown to many of you. We are pleased to have this feast every year and have the play," and she motions to the back, "discussing what's happened over the past year. I don't want to take too much of your time before the real entertainment starts, so I just wanted to say thank you all for being here, and I hope you enjoy the show." And with that, she walks off. And I can't believe I'm gonna do this. A smallish looking lizard man walks onto the stage. And he says, "Hi. It's good to see you all here. My name is Tad. Tad Cooper, you might have heard of me. I've never played in front of such a large crowd before. It's been a while. I'm a little bit rusty. But I was tasked with getting to sing the Song of Change this year. And you guys know the Song of Change is essentially just a quick little ditty that a bard will come out and sing, giving you the layout of, what's kind of happened in the past year, just the big events, the small events. And then the play itself will kind of get into more like the nitty-gritty stuff. And he looks over you and he kind of pulls out a dulcimer.
You hear a turtle in the background yell, "I super believe in you, Tal Cooper."
And I gotta actually turn my mic down for this because it gets loud. I tested this. I apologize to my players because I don't have a way to turn myself down for you. But Tad,
I'm gonna turn it up.
But Tad hits the dulcimer and starts playing. And he says, as he stands there, just strumming a little bit, you hear this song, and it's a very, very catchy tune. And you know that it's a tune you've probably heard before, and it's a tune you'll probably hear again. Unfortunately, I couldn't find a way. I almost had a way to cut the music, but it didn't quite work out. So we're doing this musicless. It's the only way I know how. And Tad says, "We have a great big feast, serving up plants and beasts, to celebrate the holiday new dawn. So lend a bard an ear, while you are sipping beer, about what's changed now that this year is gone. Dwarves have joined with us on this crusade, with dwarven weapons all handmade, and see the tribes of Ashari. But that's not everything, right here with you and me. But that's not everything, 'cause the reason that they're here is because of great fear. The elemental rifts are acting strange, but let's not worry yet. They are not quite a threat, and it's not likely that that's gonna change. So, a lot has happened this past year, but drink some wine and show no fear. And that is where I leave you at, 'cause now I got a scat. Let's celebrate in Tal'Dorei."
Woo!
Woo!
And the crowd goes wild for it. They loved it. Everyone else probably not so much, but the crowd does go wild. They're cheering. They're ready for... Oh man, I got tingly. I'm sorry. It's way harder to do live than in the comfort of your own home where no one can see you.
I got tingly.
Hashtag I got tingly.
Please don't. Please
Yes.
don't. Anyway. So...
Will someone clip that last part? No,
Please. That whole scene.
So, the crowd goes wild. Tad takes a bow. He says, thank you so much. I will be here all week. And he walks off the stage, and the play commences. And for expediency's sake, the play, it's rousing. There's drama, there's action, there's love, there's death. All these
fire.
Of course, there's fire. Yeah, there's arcane mages in the back shooting up, not like the fireball spell, but just fireballs into the sky.
There's flame.
Yeah, just exactly, just like flames, and they're very careful to watch like the curtains and stuff like that. Make sure there's no incidences. As the play ends, there's another round of applause, and Shendal comes back out on the stage and says, "And with that, we have the conclusion of our festivities. The feasting foods will be here, for you to finish up, but I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you enjoyed the food, the drink, each other's company, met new friends, spent some good time with old friends, but we will..." Sorry. That got really loud. "But we will, commence the new year in style." And with that, fireworks shoot off into the air, and the curtain comes down, and you guys are kind of left to your own devices for a minute to kind of discuss among yourselves.
Much better than last year's.
I agree.
Alexio's going to say, "Excuse me," and he's going to go try and find Shendel.
Okay.
That man sure is obsessed with his whiskey.
Oh, and the elven bartender, by the way, has been every 10 minutes, just like clockwork, been bringing you guys drinks. Have you guys been drinking the drinks, or are they just like kind of piling up there?
I'm drinking.
Whatever drink that's not been drank, I'm sure that Sanguine has been taken care of.
Absolutely.
Well, Sanguine is fine being drunk, but how many of you guys had? I need to know.
I've been nursing the same drink this entire time.
Same one. Sylvia?
I had the half, but then I gave it to Sanguine.
Okay, so the only one who's really been drinking.
I've been stealthily passing him on to her.
Okay, so Sanguine, your gourd is full. You're topped off. You're good for a pretty good while, because the gourd is about as large as your back. Like it goes probably from like the top of your neck, like down to like your upper thigh is about how big it is.
Can she have like this long straw that she's created that goes from her back to her mouth underneath her mask?
Oh, is it a twisty straw?
Yes.
You know what? Fuck it. I'll allow it. Sure.
It's got glass.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Yes.
The glasses one?
Yes.
Let's not get crazy. No. But you do have
Let's get her a Tinkerer's kit right now.
Better Brewer's kit. But no, okay, so yeah, she's just gonna plop the straw in, start sipping it underneath the mask.
Okay. Alexio, I need you to roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Word. That's cocked. Ooh, that's good. That's a 23.
23. Yeah, you got a nice buzz going on, but it's not really hampering you at all. You're feeling just really good, really calm, very at ease. You've really had a very enjoyable night meeting these new people, and so you're gonna go looking for Shindal?
Yeah.
Okay. So you head over to the stage. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Can I keep an eye on him while he walks away just to see where he's going?
Yeah, I'd say because he didn't stealth away. You have him in view.
So that's an 8.
An 8.
Yeah.
You're really struggling to figure out where like the backstage would be and like how she would have gotten out there.
Okay.
But after a little bit of searching, she actually comes out of her own accord, and as she sees you, she smiles warmly and she heads towards you. And as she starts walking, you see her expression change, and she looks very concerned. And she drops to the ground, and everyone starts screaming. And
so I'm gonna run and try and like catch her.
Okay, yeah. So you run, you try to catch her. There's screams. There's like all the music stops. It's dead quiet. Go ahead and roll me just a straight. I'd say just a dexterity, not saving throw, but just a check.
Okay, that's 16.
16? Okay, yeah, you rush at her, you kind of slide on your knees, and you manage to catch her before she hits the ground, and you can see a bit of foam forming at the corners of her lips as she passes away in your arms.
I just scream, medic! Medic!
And you see like a team of clerics rushing over, and they all come over, and they're trying to figure out what the hell's going on at first. They see her in your arms, they see the foam. They begin just trying to cast anything that they can. You see all sorts of incantations being done. You see all sorts of hand movements, various parts of her body being touched on to try to pass through the healing, but nothing seems to be working.
Okay, what is the scene right now? Is it just like mass hysteria?
Pretty much. It's well, there's parts that are farther away, don't really know what's going on, who couldn't really see, but they do see like the panic of the people, and since they don't know what's going on, that back area is more like mass hysteria. The people who saw it happen really don't know what happened. They just know she kind of fell down and doesn't appear to be moving. So for all they know, she had one too many, or but once they saw the medics coming, they knew it was a little bit worse. They're still not really panicked, but the crowd's pretty thick.
Okay, so I'm gonna look to one of the clerics and say, do you have a...
Well, we're doing everything we can. Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna get up because, like, I would know that this isn't, like, natural, right? It doesn't seem very natural for someone to just foam at the mouth and fall over.
I would say the foam at the mouth is the giveaway.
Okay, so I'm going to leave her with the clerics, and I look for someone acting suspicious, I guess?
Okay, roll me a perception check. And, Raina, since you were keeping an eye on him, you saw this whole thing go down as well.
What in the world is going on over there?
I push whatever drinks they have near them, and I push them away, and I'm like, stop drinking for a minute.
I'm so glad I only had to have a glass. What's going on?
something's going on. And I also, if I can, like, just because I have a different perception and a different background, I want to see if there's anything suspicious going on.
Okay, first let me hear what, Alexia, what was your perception check?
It was, oh shit, hold on. It's a 13.
13? Unfortunately, you don't really see anything out of the ordinary. As far as you can tell, she just kind of fell over and died. Raina, you were further away from this. But you also know what to look for, so I'm just going to say that cancels that out. So yeah, just go ahead and make a straight roll. A perception. Yeah.
8. Nope.
8. Yeah, you pretty much saw the same thing as Alexio. You saw her just kind of fall over, and you saw Alexio catch her, and that's all you saw.
You know, this chaos is happening. Sanguine's just gonna lean back in her chair, grab a glass that somebody had left behind during the chaos, just leans back and starts drinking it.
Okay. Yeah, you didn't notice anything because
Okay.
your back's actually turned. The only two that were facing that direction would have been Raina and Silvia.
I guess
Silvia,
I'm gonna
I'd say
get
you
up-
noticed the commotion for sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get up from the table and move over to where the commotion is.
Okay. So you're gonna make your way. Are you going over to where like Alexio just was, or?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you go over there. At this point, you can see like the guard or the arms of Amon is what they're called. Is what their guards are called. Are starting to kind of encircle the area. And one of them stops you, says, sorry, miss. You can't come through right now. We've got a situation here.
Okay, I just try to kind of like I obey his command, but she's like kind of peeking through to see if she can see anything.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Well, that's not good. 9.
A 9. Yeah, you don't really see anything aside from clerics working on Shindal. And you see Alexio just kind of looking for whoever's in charge. Alexio, we're gonna come back to you real quick. You do see what seems to be like the head of the guards.
Okay.
And he's just kind of directing other guards, like, you go over there, and you go over there, and you go over there, and make a perimeter, get a perimeter started. We can't let anybody in here. This is a crime scene. This is a crime scene. And he sees you walking over, says, "Halt! What are you doing in here? You have to get out. You have to get out. This is a perimeter. We have a crime scene here."
Listen, I'm Alexio Deleuze. You need to cut off anyone trying to leave right now. You see anyone trying to make haste out of here, you stop them.
He just like kind of eyes wide, looks at the crowd. He's like, I mean, do you see we don't have enough people? We don't have enough men.
Is there a way to get to high ground?
I mean, there's the guard towers at the city walls, or at the walls, the cloud top. As for those of you who don't know, Amon itself has like a 60-foot high wall all the way around it, and then on the interior, the districts are separated by other walls, and then one final like roundish wall around the cloud top district. So there are like kind of watchtowers along that wall. I mean, we sent messages to keep eyes out, but I mean, I'm not sure what else it is we can do.
So for right now, I need you to show me to the quickest tower. I need to be high.
And who are you?
Alexio Deleuze. I caught the lady.
Okay, and I'll say, Alexio, I'm not sure if you have it in your inventory, but you would have had essentially like a writ of passage that essentially shows that you would be an ambassador from
well,
yeah.
So my sigils, remember the falcon?
Mm-hmm.
I would have like my clothes right now would have like falcons like garnishing them.
Yeah, but
and
even with your clothing adorned that way, they wouldn't necessarily all know what to look for with that. And right now, there's so much panic going on that the writ is probably your best, like, quickest way.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I whip that out and I show him.
Okay. So yeah, he sees. He says, 1,000 apologies. Yes. And he grabs 2 guards. Please escort this man to the highest tower. Tell the guards there, give him anything he needs.
Okay.
And you do, at this point, you see Silvia just kind of like standing by the guards, trying to kind of see what's going on. You kind of glance over back at the table. You see Raina trying to discern what's happening, and then you see Sanguine just kind of sitting there still drinking.
Just like leaning back and grabbing a glass in that moment. Like,
Yeah, a lot of alcohol waste here, guys. What the hell?
so I'm gonna I'm gonna grab him and we'd be like, hey, come with me.
Okay, so you would see Silvia first. She would be the first one you bump into, as the guards part ways for you to exit, but not for Silvia to enter.
Okay.
And you have the 2 guards flanking you too, the ones that are to escort you.
Okay, so I tell them to wait, and I say, you guys, you must come with me.
Okay, Sylvia's not actually by the table with Raina and Dolly. She's actually moved towards the crime scene, so you'd have to stop at the tables as well. Right now, Sylvia's the only one that's in front of you.
Okay, well, how do I do this? So I want to stop and say, will you grab the others? We need to get to high ground to find who's in charge of this, or who's responsible for this.
Yes, but if you can get me in there, maybe I can get a sample of her poison. I have an alchemist's kit. Maybe I can figure out what happened at her mouth.
That's fine. All right. I tell the guards there to let her through.
Okay. Yeah, so they let you through. The clerics have at this point given up, and at this point they've kind of covered her with a sheet.
She's dead, right?
She is super dead.
Okay. I just want to collect like the foam from her mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of do like an investigation, I guess, on her body to see if I see anything unusual.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and roll investigation to check the body.
Good thing I'm not smart.
This is a great party then.
14.
14. As you are going around the body, you know that the best entry points for a poison, if there's no contact that's been made, is usually via some kind of dart, so that's kind of what you were looking for. And you do find a dart maybe 2 inches long, sticking out of the back of her neck.
Okay, I take the dart and I put it in like a vial that I would have in like my alchemist kit, and I keep it up. I'm very careful when I touch this. I'm just gonna make that clear.
Okay.
There was no skin contact with this dart.
Okay.
At all. None. And then I'm gonna wrap it up real quick and head to the table.
Well, do I see her wrap the dart up?
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, unless you say otherwise, you were just kind of sticking with her.
Okay. Should you leave that with the gods, or do you want to take it?
I'll figure out. Do they know alchemy? Did they have the alchemist kit?
I mean, you would assume they probably have ways of figuring that kind of stuff out. It is a pretty big city. I mean, this is like the central hub of. That was weird. Sorry, I keep pressing it to repeat this stuff I'm doing, and it's not. I'm new to the music stuff. Quinn is much better at that aspect than I am, so apologies. But anyway, Amon is like the cultural hub of Tal'Dorei, essentially. So you would assume, yeah, they've got ways to do that.
I'm just gonna say, all these clerics were trying to save her, and not one of them thought to take the poison dart out of the back of her neck. So I think I'm gonna hold on to it.
Good thinking. Let's go.
Okay, and then we head over to the table where Sanguine and Raina are.
Real quick, Silvia, since you are trying to sneak that away, I'm gonna have you roll a sleight of hand check.
Ooh.
Sneaky.
That would be a 22.
Yeah, nobody stops you. Nobody seems to have seen anything.
Seen what? Okay, I head to the table.
Okay.
What's going on?
So this lady was murdered.
I saw
by a
that.
dart.
Sandalla's been poisoned. We need to find her. Say that.
Yeah,
Oh,
somebody poisoned her with a dart. So it could have been from a distance.
Oh, I got a dart, and she holds up one of her darts. Well, it's like, look at that. Cool.
Everyone's just like
compare
gently walking away.
the dart that I have.
What? How about?
I'm comparing her dart to the dart that's in the vial.
Oh, okay. They look nothing alike.
Oh, thank God. No, you're good. That's a nice dart. Don't show anybody else for a while.
No one likes my dart. All right.
I love your dart, but we need to get moving.
Oh, okay.
All right, gods, to high ground.
Okay, so the guards pull up my picture here. The guards walk you at a very quick pace, like a quick march, over to all the guard towers are about the same height, so they just march you to the closest one, which is by the gate exiting the Cloudtop district to the rest of Amon. And they kind of you just hear a quick exchange between the guards that are flanking you or that were guiding you and the guards that are at the keep. And you just hear them say, they said give them anything they need. And the other guy says, okay, this is very, very strange. And the two guards that were with you take off, and you're now left to do what it is you're trying to do.
Okay, so I'm just gonna run to the top of the guard tower, and I'm gonna start scanning areas, like close to where the play was happening, and then further as I go out.
Okay. Are the three of you doing anything behind him as he's doing this?
I'm gonna be investigating the dart.
Okay.
Actually, I'd like to do the same. Let me see that dart. I know my poison.
Can I aid him to give him advantage on his perception roll?
Yeah, so you could go. So how that would work is essentially you would go up with him and kind of point out areas of interest that you know that if somebody was trying to skulk or hide, that would be where you want to focus.
Yep.
Okay, so while you guys are working your way up the tower, we'll go with Silvia and Sanguine here investigating the dart.
The drunk monk. Can I handle this poison dart? Okay. So Silvia pulls out the dart in the vial and shows it to Sanguine. They're like, do you recognize anything on this? Is anything familiar to you? Or...
Let me just see. I just gotta. Oh, let me...
Careful. They're probably still
She's like weaving all around it.
Okay.
Why don't we just keep it in the vial?
I need to smell. I need.
Okay, so very carefully I open the vial. Just smell.
All right.
And I hold it out.
No, I sniffed out. Hold on. Oh, I got it.
I quickly close it up.
Okay,
right.
Go ahead and roll an investigation for me, Sanguine.
Okay. Why do I keep doing this?
You got this.
Yeah.
You wanted to investigate the dart.
Proficient in intoxicants.
What?
I rolled a 2 again.
Well, at least you didn't roll a 1.
That's true.
I mean, technically,
It is
The
a
dart
1.
goes
But...
up your
Well, yeah,
nose.
but it's not a natural one, so.
That's true.
Yeah, no, that could have been real bad. You smell it, you're like, huh, I don't think I've bathed recently.
Woo! No. All right.
Are
My
there
bad.
any- So Sylvia's gonna look for any distinguishing markings on the dart or anything like that. And then I don't know if I have enough time to use the alchemist kit to figure out anything about the poison itself.
I'd say that would be something you'd have to do kind of over the night.
That's what I
At this
figured.
point, you can just kind of check to see what it looks like and get an idea of it.
Okay.
It's small. Like I said, it's about 2 inches long. There's a very, very sharp needle at the end. That's so thin it's almost invisible to the eye. It's made to just go right through clothing or anything else. It's a very strong needle, but it's not very wide. The other thing you notice is that at the end of it, there's a couple of it's almost like a bushel of hacked off feathers, just very fine. You could tell this was probably shot out of a blowgun or something like that.
Okay.
Aside from that, there's no real markings. The wood itself has been painted black or dyed black. And that's about all you get from it. Go ahead, roll me a history check.
Because I'm so smart. 16.
16. Okay. You've never seen one of these before, but you've heard these being used. You've been in Amon long enough, and you've been around Tal'Dorei long enough to have heard of the Clasp, and you know that one of their methods of assassination would be with darts of this nature. It's not necessarily true that this is one of theirs, but you know this is definitely an assassination tool. This was an assassination. She was targeted. You get at least that much from it.
And the Clasp is now a suspect.
You would know that the Clasp and the Myriad would both be suspects in this with that role, but you would lean more towards the Clasp because the Myriad doesn't typically assassinate unless they're desperate.
Interesting. And that's pretty much everything that I can glean from this at the moment.
Yeah, that's everything you get. So we'll go up to Alexio and Raina. You guys are at the top of the guard tower now. Raina, you point out a couple of spots. So Alexio, go ahead and roll me a perception check with advantage.
Oh, jeez. It's a 15.
A 15? Okay. As you're looking around the city, you can see where, through the Cloud Top District, you can see that people have started to calm a little bit. You notice just over by one of the sewer grates that there's a little bit of movement. The sewer grate itself is moving. And then it is done. That's the only thing you see. You didn't see if it was a person, you didn't see male or female. All you saw was the sewer grate being closed.
You ever seen a sewer grate being closed? I asked Raina.
I mean, when people are doing maintenance, but it doesn't happen that often.
maintenance right now, I don't think so.
You think they went under?
How
I mean,
good
it
are
would make
you at
sense.
acrobatics?
I like to think I'm pretty all right at that.
Let's go. You two, we're leaving.
What? What?
Where we go?
I quickly put the dart back in my alchemist in the vial, back into the alchemist kit. Very careful. I get very nervous around these things.
Okay.
And kind of rush to catch up with them. Come on, Penguin.
Okay.
All
Well,
right,
they would actually, Alexio and Raina would actually be coming down to you.
But we keep going. We just keep going.
You guys, Raina and Alexio just walk right past Silvia and Sanguine, just like, oh shit, just like keep up.
Oh, I wanted to jump off the top and
You want?
Are you joking?
Is
Sorry.
that a thing you really want to do?
Is it like gnarly? Is it like on top
Yeah.
of rooftops?
I
Okay,
mean,
no,
this
no,
tower
I don't
is
wanna do-
this tower is
I don't
over
wanna
60
do
feet
that.
tall.
I would
Okay,
not
He's
suggest
already
that.
running.
Totally misinterpreted the way that these towers relate.
No, it's like think like
Okay.
a castle tower. It's like the same kind of deal.
Okay, yeah, I'm going downstairs.
We
All
are
right, look,
level
guys,
one.
let's do this. She starts running for the edge.
Well,
Wait,
you guys,
slow down.
you two.
So Sanguine can keep up.
So you guys had stayed downstairs to investigate the dart. Those two were the only ones who went upstairs. So they came back downstairs to talk to you and say, "Okay, we got to go."
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Damn it.
Okay, so I put all my stuff together and I'm like, all right, well, I guess we're going.
But I thought we were going. What? Okay.
Where are you guys
As we
going?
move, I'm putting my hood up as we move.
Okay.
Yeah, where are we going?
I have
God,
no
wish it
idea.
could be so
I
shiny.
know where that grate
Oh.
is, right? I would know.
Yeah, you would know that grate was actually towards the from where you were right there. It was about halfway to the other side of the wall in the Cloud Top district, where essentially like the it's like a very, it's not quite an aqueduct, but it's like a small gutter system would funnel water down into that sewer grate. So it's
And
very
that's not
centrally
a-
located near the wall.
And that's not a normal entrance, is it?
It's
Not
not.
the way that would be
There's no
normal.
entrance there at all. It's just a sewer grate.
I mean, for
Normal, no. But will it work? Mm-hmm. Okay. So is that where you guys are heading?
Well, I'm following them.
Yeah. So, Raina seems like she's knows the way. So let's go.
Okay. So Raina kind of leads the pack, hood up. Are you guys trying to like kind of not be seen, or you guys just don't care and you guys are just traveling?
I mean, I don't really want to be seen crawling into a sewer
sneak.
I'm gonna
after
take
someone's
you-
been assassinated.
Okay.
When she
So
puts her hood up, I get the hint to be stealthy.
okay. What about you, Sanguine?
Let's see.
I'll turn to her and go, shh.
Okay.
There
So
you go. Okay.
everybody, go ahead and roll me stealth checks.
Not bad.
Oh, that's better. All right.
Ooh.
Wow.
20.
20?
I got 19.
19?
27.
Fuck.
Yikes.
22.
All right. So you guys kind of sticking to alleyways and like every so often just kind of blending in with other groups of people. You make your way over to the sewer grate. It doesn't seem like anybody's paying attention or watching you at this point.
My
All right.
character's a little offended by that. She doesn't like it.
Sorry, I'm not rolling great either over here. So, okay, so you guys are at the sewer grate. You guys, I'm assuming you guys are going to try to open it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not me.
I'd say, Alexio, since you're kind of the most gung-ho of everybody right now about doing this, you go ahead and just rip onto the sewer grate. Go ahead and roll me a strength check.
Oh, not bad. That was a 17.
17? Yeah, you are able to move the grate with relative ease. You kind of just heave and slide it over. And you see a like metal ladder embedded into the stone, leading downward into the darkness. Because you are a human, it's very difficult for you to see down there, so you can't really see a whole lot past like the first 4 rungs of stairs. There's not a whole lot of light in this area.
I go, oh, this is embarrassing. I can't see.
I'll go first.
Okay. So yeah, you head down. What was that?
I said I'll go second. I'll drop
Okay.
in second.
Sanguine, which are you going before or after
I'll
Alexia?
be going in last because she won't notice where everybody went. She's gonna be like, "Where the fuck did everybody go?" And then just like step into the hole.
Oh no.
Oh God.
Okay.
How tall is the ladder?
So down, it's about 15 feet down. It's not a long drop, but it's a drop. So you guys kind of climb your way down. Alexia, you can't really see. Raina and Silvia, you guys see the tunnel heading off in both directions. Kind of a northern direction, a southern direction, actually under the wall even. There's like a kind of a grade down towards the east where the wall is to go under it and continue on through the city. And then to the west, it's like a 4-way tunnel right here. And as you guys are kind of getting your bearings, and Alexia, you still can't see a thing. Sanguine, go ahead and make me an acrobatics check.
Okay. Thank God, I'm good at that. Okay. Dirty 20.
Okay. Yeah, so Dahlia just steps and falls, but manages to like bounce herself off or bounce. Well, I mean, you're her beanie, so you're, for this purposes, you're herself. Bounce off the wall, hit the ground, but almost with like a weird like swaying grace. But Raina and Silvia, you guys are just like, what the fuck? Because Sanguine just appears. Alexio, you don't see anything. You just hear a.
I draw my scimitar. I'm terrified.
Sylvia's
like-
gonna
Oh, go ahead.
reach into her bag and pull out her crystal ball and cast light on it,
Okay.
so we can see.
Okay.
So I'm holding my scimitar at Sanguine.
Yeah, pretty much.
Guys, when did it get dark out?
It's light now.
No, I mean, she turned the lights on, but I mean, it's dark. It was light. Like,
Shh, guys, shh.
Yeah, you guys are making a lot of noise.
So I sheathe my scimitar.
Okay.
Is there like? I hope that is there mud? Is there poo?
So the way it is there's like a channel in the middle and like a very thin, I'd say like maybe a 5-foot walkway on either side. So you can go single file and not touch any of the excrement or anything.
ugh.
But, I mean, the most expeditious way to travel would be through the channel, but you probably don't want to do that.
Can I make some kind of investigation check to see which direction someone might have been recently?
Yeah, you know what? Go ahead, because you know these tunnels, but you also know that there's pockets of activity in these tunnels, so you wouldn't really know which way to go. So go ahead and make me an investigation. Do it with advantage because you do know the tunnels so well.
Who's the tallest one out of us?
Not sure.
Like 6'2",
I am.
but I can't see.
Oh, tall am I? I forgot. I'm like 5'6".
5'6"? Okay.
I'd say I'm like 5'4".
Okay, so that'd be
Okay.
Alexio.
Okay. Sanguine. I can't remember my character's name. Sanguine is going to Silvio. Is that it?
No, Alexio was the tallest.
Or Alexio? Sorry. Yeah, she's gonna like just go ahead and like just grunt up, like climb up his back and like hang on around his neck.
Okay, hold that thought. Raina, what'd you
Okay.
get?
18.
18? Okay, you know that somebody was recently down here, and you don't see it on the side that you're standing, but on the other side of the channel. And there are like small bridges that go over these channels just periodically, but you notice on the other side there's a dark smear on the walkway, almost like somebody in a very hastily dove into the channel and came out the other side and headed in the direction down under the wall.
We should go that way.
Okay, and then Alexio, are you going to fight this halfling climbing up you? What are you doing? You feel this halfling clutch onto like the bottom of your shirt or your armor and start trying to climb up you.
I'm just gonna let it happen.
Okay, in that case.
I'm a little preoccupied right now, so.
So as she says that, then she's gonna like kick him like stirrups and been like that way.
Okay, now it's off.
No.
Sylvia's gonna laugh.
Okay, go ahead and make opposing strength rolls.
Oh. Okay.
God, I would roll so low.
15.
You beat me.
Oh.
Okay, so you're trying to shake Sanguine off your back, and Sanguine has got a very strong grip. You didn't expect that out of a halfling. Like, you're a little bit impressed, but also still really irritated. But you're just kind of like, fuck it.
She's just giggling as he does it. Like, someone set the timer! Someone set the timer!
Shh. Let's go.
Okay.
Okay, are you leading the way, Raina?
Yeah, I'm actually gonna go like 20 feet ahead of them and just keep an eye out.
Okay, go ahead.
Because I'm assuming one of them can see me. So.
I have the light.
Oh.
Yeah, they've got lights, so they can see. If you're 20 feet ahead, they can easily see you.
Can you dim the light, or is it always like a constant bright white light?
You can cover it with something.
Yeah, you can cover it with something, but I don't know if you can dim it or not. Is this the light spell?
It sheds bright light in a 20-foot radius and dim for an additional 20 feet.
Yeah, so if you put
That's pretty bright.
if you put cloth over it, I would say you would have dim light for 20 feet, and
Okay.
that's about as much as you can dim it.
So I'll go.
Yeah,
ahead
I want to
and-
be out of the light. So.
Okay.
So I'll put the cloth over it, so it's just dim light.
Okay. So yeah, you have a dim light. That puts you just out of the light, Raina. So go ahead, roll me first another stealth check now that you're in the sewers.
20. 7 again. Roll
20.
another 18.
Okay. And then roll me a perception check as well.
Okay. That's a 15.
A 15. Okay. Sorry, I'm just checking my stealth over here. Okay. Sorry, that was my perception. Was that? Okay. So you slowly move down the tunnels, and you don't see anything, and you're very hidden in the dark. You know that there's all sorts of different races that are under the that would potentially be in the sewers. Some with dark vision, some without. But you're feeling pretty confident right now because you don't see or hear anything. You three, are you guys trying to be quiet and stealthy, or are you guys just kind of moving along?
I'm gonna be quiet as I can.
Yeah, I'm just hanging off him.
Halfling on my back.
Halfling backpack.
Okay, so here's what we'll do. Sylvia, go ahead and roll me a stealth check. Alexio, roll me a stealth check with disadvantage, and that's going to cover both you and Sanguine.
Natural 20!
Yay! First one!
Yay!
Sylvia, like watching Raina and how Raina does things, is like, I could get good at this, and just kind of like melts into the shadows.
So mine was a 17.
17. Okay, and that was with disadvantage.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know. All right, so the way ahead, and I'm gonna say, Raina, your roll for investigation is just gonna kind of stick throughout, unless things get more difficult, in which case I'll have you roll a new one. But essentially, at this point, you're able to track the trail of the person who just come down here. And
if
you guys,
you want me to track, I can roll survival instead of investigation, but depends on how you want to do that.
This is more of an investigation because you're not just looking for tracks, you're looking for other things as well. So I would say this is probably going to be more of an investigation than anything else at this point.
Works for me.
Okay. So you guys are making your way forward, and the sewers themselves are just dripping. The walls themselves are just like wet and mildewy. The stench is horrible. It's awful. And the liquid in the channel of all sorts of nasty, horrible things is flowing pretty freely. It's again, it's very dark down here. The walls themselves are cobbled together with a very textured stone, and the pathway is pretty straight. It seems like this is like a main drain or a main channel. There are offshoots every so often, but the trail keeps leading forward until eventually the trail does break to like a little alcove on the right. And you guys have passed without major incidents. However, I need... everybody's going to roll initiative here, although only 2 of you were seen.
So.
Oh shit.
Where is it? That's the one. Okay, so I'm just gonna go like this. Raina, what'd you get?
10.
10?
Yep.
Okay. Alexia, what'd you get?
15.
15?
Yes.
Okay, Silvia?
18.
Okay, Sanguine.
24.
Holy.
Alright. Not bad.
Here we go.
First battle. Oh,
Nobody die.
no. Yeah, that would be bad.
No
Okay,
promises.
so the drop is gotten on Sanguine and Alexio.
No.
And it's like as you guys are passing down, there's like little pockets, like side things, like where like maintenance and stuff can be done.
Yeah.
And that's where this person comes out of. Doesn't even notice that Silvia was there, and didn't notice that Raina had passed, but just sees you two kind of pass through, and is going to go ahead and try to attack Alexio. However, Sanguine is clutching onto your back, and that's exactly what they're shooting for. So they're going to go ahead and make an attack roll.
They're trying to hit my hunchback.
What the hell?
I hate to say it,
Halfway
but my charcoal die is the good one today.
Oh no! Put it away. Get it. No.
So that's a 22 to hit Sanguine.
Of course
Oh.
that hits.
I rolled a natural
Right.
18 on it. I'm sorry.
And that's my AC, naturally.
Okay. So that's going to be.
Kill me in the first hit, eh?
I mean, probably not.
Probably, he says.
That will be 8 points of damage.
Almost.
As you got the drop was gotten on you by now you see this person as you just basically just get stabbed into the back with
Ow.
with a short sword. Alexio, you feel the impact of Sanguine getting hit. The sword like kind of passing through your back, like just like kind of like your side, like your love handle area, just passing clean through. Alexio, you feel the tip poke you in the back, and you turn and you see a man clad in all black leather armor. It's like a studded leather armor.
Okay.
And he's got a mask over his face. And you, in the dim light, I would say that probably the light ball was handed over to you, Alexio. That would make sense if Silvia was trying to stealth as well. And since she had a natural 20 on her stealth, it's not going to like prevent you from doing anything, just to know where the light source is. The light is on you.
Okay.
Yeah, you just see this man standing there, blood dripping from his blade, and he doesn't say a fucking thing. He just looks at you. That is going to go ahead, and Sanguine is going to...
So we're still standing in sewer water, right?
You are still standing in sewer water, yes.
So I would
you guys are more on the ledge. So it's like a 5-foot ledge. He kind of came in behind you guys, in between you and Silvia.
Okay, but
And
we're
again,
still
he
near
has
it then.
yeah, and he has no idea Silvia's there.
So I thought he was hanging from the roof like Splinter Cell
No,
style.
no, he kind of just passed from like a side chamber.
Okay. Whew.
Okay, so she's going to try and stealthily, not this part stealthily, but drop from his back, and I want her to try and make it look like she drunkenly did it, but I want her to disappear into the water and hide while she draws her weapon.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
You're doing it.
So that's gonna be. I'll say that's gonna be your action, and that's probably like 5 feet of movement. So, yeah, you just kind of like, almost like feign like that was like almost like a mortal blow, and just kind of like haphazardly just like release and just fall backwards into the sewage.
I just see a drunk little person fall into shit.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Go ahead and roll me deception. on that.
Okay. Not my best. I'll take it. Oh my shit! That's way better than I was expecting. 21.
Okay. Yeah, it looks real good, and he doesn't pay any more attention to you at all. As far as he's concerned, you just died and flopped into the water.
Okay.
And his eyes narrow on Alexio, and that will actually bring it to Silvia's turn.
Yay. Okay, so I'm gonna turn to the guy that attacked Sanguine,
Uh-huh.
and I'm gonna cast card throw. So a card magically appears between my fingers,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna attempt to throw it at him.
Is that a ranged attack?
Yes.
Okay, I would say
I'm gonna
this...
roll- Oh.
You're going to want to back up at least 5 feet from him, but it's not going to be an attack of opportunity.
He's that close to me?
Yeah, he, like,
Okay.
flitted right between you guys. Like, he just saw his moment. He's very precision-oriented, and he saw his moment and just... And you
Okay.
almost bumped into him, but you were managed to hold still in your stealth. And that's kind of when combat all started, and that's where the 6 seconds thing gets all hazy.
Okay.
But you can take a step back from him without there being an attack of opportunity because he doesn't know you're there.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna step back, and then I'm gonna step back like 10 feet, 15 feet.
Okay. Yeah,
Or
that's fine.
That doesn't make sense. Yeah, 10
Yeah,
feet.
no, that's fine.
And
Yeah,
then,
10 feet? Okay.
Attempt. That would be a 22 to hit.
Oh, that's super hits.
Okay, awesome. Now I roll to see what card it is. So the card's just glowing in my hand, and it turns vote. And so the target takes 1d4 damage.
Okay, you said it turns violet?
Yeah, the card turns violet, and he must succeed on a Constitution saving throw, or become blinded until their next turn.
Okay.
Nice.
And the saving throw would be... What does it say my stuff on this?
Are you looking for what, like is it your personal saving throw?
I think so. I think it's a 13.
Yeah,
your
because it'd be
DC should be
8.
down in spells.
What's that?
Her DC should be down in her spells.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's not in the card throw because it's on the D&D Beyond. It shows me the to hit, but there's only one card color that does a saving throw.
Well, it'd still be that saving throw.
Yeah, but I had to go off the saving throw of something else.
Okay.
So it's a Constitution saving throw, but I believe it's 13.
Okay, it actually rolled a natural 14.
That's dumb.
Yeah, so...
And it takes 1 point of psychic damage.
Okay. So,
Damn
you throw this, you grab like a deck of cards and kind of fan them out in front of you. One of them starts glowing violet and you fling it out. It hits this man at his feet and a flash of bright light happens. And he just kind of just like, for a second and turns and sees you and it's like, oh, okay. Was there anything else you could do? Bonus
Yes.
action or anything?
As my bonus action, I'm going to use one of my healing light pools to heal Sanguine.
Do you have to be able to see Sanguine? Because currently Sanguine is enshrouded in sewage.
Hiding in the
You
shit.
can heal one creature you can see within 60 feet of you.
Okay, unfortunately right now you can't see Sanguine.
No.
Sucks to
Damn
suck,
it.
Queen. So I
I'm
kill
sorry.
nobody. My bonus action, I tell him, run for your life.
Well, I was gonna say you can
Don't
hold your
tell
bonus action
Oh, until I see her?
until you see her, and that could be your trigger to cast that.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna do that then.
Okay, cool.
Yay. Thank
So
you.
just remember that that's there, because I got a lot to pay attention to on this side.
Okay.
I might not remember for you.
I will.
That does bring it to Alexio.
So I'm gonna try and grab this guy before he bails, because he's obviously not a good dude.
Okay, so you're gonna try to grapple him.
Yeah.
Okay, roll to hit for an attack to make sure you can even grab him.
That is a 17.
Yeah, that hits. So then
Okay.
you guys are gonna roll opposing strength checks.
Another 17.
Okay, yeah, so you see him looking at Silvia kind of with a mixture of surprise and a little bit of respect, like for getting the drop on him. And you just kind of bear hug him from behind and you grasp onto his shoulders like this, just like arms wrapped around him, and he's not going anywhere. He's grappled right now. That's pretty much all you can do because you've got him kind of tied up at this point.
Yeah.
Okay, so that does bring it to Raina. You hear this commotion
Go ahead.
behind you. You turn and you kind of like catch the tail end of Sanguine slipping off Alexio's back. The card flash going off, almost blinding you as well. And then you see Alexio turn and just bear hug this guy.
So I draw my bow and I string it and I want to try and hit him.
Okay. Yeah. So go ahead and
play him non-lethal just in case, because I don't want to kill this guy just in case.
Yeah. So if you do roll a mortal blow, just let me know like you are meaning your attack to be a non-lethal blow, and it'll just knock them unconscious.
Oh yeah, all of my attempts on him will be non-lethal.
Okay. So yeah, go ahead and roll to hit.
Yeet. It's 15 plus 7 is 22.
Oh yeah, that hits.
Okay. And I get sneak attack.
You do.
Sneak attack.
Because he did not know you were there.
Also, because so many of my friends.
That's true too.
I get both.
I love that sneak attack.
It's only well, okay, it's 9 points of piercing damage.
9. Okay. Good to know. And I will say, like, he does technically have cover because this is such a small space, and Alexio is kind of blocking him, but your roll was still high enough that it actually beat out that cover.
Okay.
So, all right. Was there anything else you could do, Raina?
Shit. Not yet, so I'm good.
Okay. That is going to bring it to his turn, and he is going to try to break the grapple. So, Alexio, go ahead and roll me a grapple, or strength.
That is a 14.
Well, he rolled a nat 1. So, as he's trying to break free of your grapple, of you holding him, he's struggling really hard, but your grip is so tight that he actually pops one of his shoulders and dislocates it.
Ooh.
And he is going to take 3 points of damage from that, because that really, really hurt him.
Ouch.
And you just hear him just go, oh, you are going to pay for that, my friend. And
I have a grand red dice too, Brian.
Nice. It's rolling better than mine just did. Okay, that's going to bring it to Sanguine.
Okay, so she is with being armed with the sticks, like one in each hand, the end pieces. She's going to like push herself up out of the water and pretend to be like stumbling drunkenly to her feet. And as she does that, she's going to wobble and come up with one of the sticks and hit him towards his face, essentially, and stumble even more, come up with the other one, and that one's also going to come up and hit him. And then she's going to follow through using her martial arts ability, and she's going to fall backwards with a kick.
Okay. Yeah, so go ahead and roll your 3 attacks.
Okay. Okay. First one, that's definitely gonna be. That's 23.
Oh yeah, that hits.
Second
and actually, these
one-
are all with advantage because he's grappled.
Oh, even better. Ooh, even better. 24
Yeah, super hits.
and natural 20, so 27.
Oh, man.
So critical. So, first damage. Oops, wrong one, sorry. And modify for that one, not that one's okay. So 11 damage for the first one. Oops, that's a d4. So 8 damage for the next one.
Don't even bother rolling any more damage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, how do you want to finish him off?
I want, as she's coming up with that final kick, I just want to hear his neck crack as it just goes way too far.
Oh.
I mean, this guy's like, he's about the same size as Alexio, and you are a halfling. Okay, I got an idea. I know how to make this work. I got this.
All right.
But before I do that, real quick, Silvia, did you want to give her your healing?
Yes, please. Sorry, my headset died.
No, I know. That's why I was waiting to bring it up, because...
You get 2 points.
Thank you.
Okay.
You're welcome.
So as you feel this healing rush kind of not close your wound up, but definitely you can feel like the inside of the wound feeling a lot better and just like warm with healing energy. You whap with 2 ends of the stick, and as you do that, you kind of plant the sticks and launch yourself up with a final kick right into the jaw, and the head kind of snaps back into Alexio. Alexio, you kind of dodge with your head, and you just hear a sickening crack of his neck as he is killed.
I immediately want to search the body.
Who was that?
Okay. you search the body. Let's see. He doesn't carry anything on him except for his weapons and his armor. He doesn't carry like gold or anything like that. But roll me an investigation check on the body.
That's good. That is a 13.
A 13?
Yeah.
Okay. As you rummage through his pockets, you do find an insignia. And it almost looks like if a sword was made out of toothpicks upside down, with like a little tail end from like the top of it, like the tip of the T, down to one of the sides, and then another one like kind of drooping, almost like a crescent moon across, and then another crescent moon across that. Essentially, it looks like this.
Huh.
And Raina, you are very familiar with that symbol.
Can I
no.
take his mask off to see if I recognize? Nope. What?
Wait, no, you're here. You're back.
Now.
You're back.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I walk over and take his mask off and see if I recognize him?
Yeah. You pull the mask down, and you do recognize him. It's not somebody you were well acquainted with, but you've seen him around, pretty much. He's not somebody you ever worked with or anything like that, but he's definitely somebody that you've seen around.
Do I know?
Oh no, I think we lost him again. Hello?
Ah!
I'm sorry, what was that?
Sorry. Do I know his name?
Yeah, it's actually Roger. And that's actually two names. That's R-A-J-E-R. Roger.
I was gonna say, the French Roger, of course.
Does he have like a blow dart weapon on him?
Unfortunately, with that investigation roll, you didn't find anything else past that insignia.
Oh, can I make an investigation roll?
Sure, why not?
Yay. Oh, forget it.
What was it?
2.
2? You're very confused. You're like, where are the pockets on this guy? Like, I don't know. You're just like kind of patting him down like a TSA agent, and yeah, you don't find anything else.
Well, is this who we were looking for?
You don't know.
It's hard to say. There's no blow dart gun.
Can I check the alcove that he was in to see if the footsteps go any further, to see if someone else was running or if this was where he ended? To see if the prints match, basically?
Yeah, go ahead and roll me an investigation.
14?
14. Yeah, so this guy is not the guy you've been chasing. This guy, that's kind of, you can tell, like, this is his own little piece of the sewer. And if anything, you guys look more like an opportunity than anything else. Then, like, he was like, it didn't look like he was trying to really deter you. Like, as you kind of peer into the alcove, you can see like a makeshift cot and some personal belongings, but nothing that really catches your eye or anything like that.
I am gonna take my arrow out that I hit him with and keep it.
Okay.
Mostly just, and then I'm like, this isn't who we were looking for.
You're looking for someone
down here.
Yes, Sanguine. We're looking for the guy with the poison darts, remember? Let's keep going.
Now, did you guys want to keep going, or did you want to take a short rest in this alcove so that Sanguine can use a little bit of hit dice or one hit dice to try to get a little bit of health back?
I think we should do that.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
Okay. So while you guys take your short rest, let's go ahead and take a quick break. We'll be about 5-10 minutes max, and then we'll be right back. Okay?
Got it.
All right, we'll be right back. And we are back. Thank you, everybody who has tuned in so far. Real quick, before we jump back into the action, I just want to give some shout-outs to all the wonderful people who have followed, donated, and in other ways have interacted with our stream. So, quick shout-outs. Spidey Pow has followed. Thank you so much for the follow. Greatly appreciated. So Matty Games has donated 2,000 bits. Dude, you are insane.
Damn.
Thank you
Love
so
you.
much. Maddie, you are my heart. You are my soul. I love you, man.
Oh my goodness.
DSC Smurf has resubbed for 2 months. This is the second month. Thank you so much, Smurf.
Yay!
Right on.
You are
Thank
one of my
you.
favorite dudes. You know I love you. We got to talk soon about some stuff. I have ideas.
Ooh.
Dakota_V101 has followed. Thank you so much for the follow. Chili versus Games has followed. Thank you so much for the follow. Losley has subbed. Thank you so much for the sub. Greatly appreciate it. Caffeine Princess has followed. Thank you, Caffeine Princess.
Thank you.
I adore you. You're one of my favorites. You know I love you. Madbird Streams hosted us with 1 viewer. Thank you so much for the host. And Deathband Mage with the 1,000 bits. Thank you so much, sir, for the 1,000 bits. You know I have the utmost respect for you. Lady Gemma has followed. Thank you for the follow, Lady Gemma. It's good to see you in chat again. Geekspiel hosted with 5 viewers. Thank you, Geekspiel. Another group of my favorite nerds. Absolutely love those guys. They are doing great work over there. You should check them out sometime. Kalopity has followed. Thank you so much for the follow. Daily, DEIGHLE has followed. Thank you for the follow. And then, last but not least, just now, Hanteron1 has followed. Thank you so much. Everybody, really super nervous about doing this stream today. All of your love has made it a lot easier. And with that, let's get back to the action. So, you guys find yourselves in this alcove. And again, there's like a cot. The ground itself is still damp, but this is not like in the sewage or anything like that. There's some personal belongings of whoever this was. And Sanguine is just patching herself up real quick while you guys kind of discuss what your next moves are.
Well, obviously we continue, right? Because this isn't the man that shot the poison dart.
It's not.
All right. Well, I'm ready when you guys are.
I think we need to be a little more careful. No more piggybacks.
Oh. I think I got caca in my wound.
Oh.
That actually might be something you have to take care of at some point.
Oh no.
Just trust me, I didn't forget exactly where you dove into immediately after getting stabbed.
She's gonna pour just like a little bit, just a tiny bit of her alcohol on it to...
Okay, go ahead, make me a Constitution saving throw. Do it with advantage because of the alcohol.
Okay. That would be a 15.
15? Yeah, for right now you feel fine.
Okay.
I mean, as fine as you can feel getting stabbed.
I feel great, guys.
And then covering yourself in shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. By the way, Sanguine smells real bad. Like, it is pungent. And just like from like the mask, just like smears so like, you know, she could still see. But like other than that, like just still just covered. And it's starting to dry as you guys are like hanging out in this alcove. It's starting to kind of dry and crust. It's pretty bad.
We're gonna hose you down and take you to a bathhouse after this.
Agreed.
What? What's wrong? What?
I'll buy you alcohol, but we're going.
Alright. I don't know what follows after that, but I'm all for it.
I don't know about the bathhouses here, but I love bathhouses.
You look like you would. And Silvia kind of just gets all slanty-eyed.
I wink at Silvia.
Shall we continue then?
All right, you guys ready to move on?
Up!
Yeah.
Up!
Okay, everybody go ahead and roll me stealth checks. As this halfling is looking up at Alexio like, uppies, let me up.
Puppies!
Uppies.
Alright.
Okay, so what did everybody get?
23.
22.
Dirty 20.
Okay. And Sylvia?
14.
14. Okay. So, as you guys make your way down this, again, this is more of like a thinner tunnel than the main one that you guys were going down before. It kind of curves around, it just kind of snakes. It's hard to get too much of a line of sight ahead of you at this point because of the windiness of the tunnel. Raina, you know this part of the tunnel because you've spent some time in this area, and this, start pulling up my map here. You are about midway into the central district at this point, heading towards the port area and the lower slums, like heading in that direction. you know that the area in the lower slums is an area you know well. So as you guys continue walking silently, you start to notice a torchlight that's kind of lighting up the area. There's like, at this point, it's just kind of one torch that you can see, casting a dim light. How long does your light spell last, by the way, Silvia?
Let's find
It's
out.
an hour.
An hour?
Sorry.
Bang. The spells, the light. 1 hour.
Okay, yeah, you got plenty of time left. But yeah, you guys notice the torch light. Do you guys just continue moving, or do you guys kind of want to scope the scene a little bit? Raina,
I mean,
you know this is the kind of the edge, so to speak.
I just want to like put a hand out to stop them for a moment and then go a little forward and see if I can discern anything.
Okay. As you move forward, so the way this kind of laid out is like the tunnel is kind of curving again. The first torch is right here, and then like as you curve around, you kind of peek around it, but it's not like a sharp turn, so you only can see so much. But you do recognize it's not quite like a guard post, but it's definitely a station for members of the Clasp. And you do see a couple of Clasp members just standing around, just making small talk, keeping a wary eye out, but not really expecting anybody.
And this is the way that their trail has been leading?
Yeah, you've been following the trail this whole time, yeah.
Okay, I want to go back to the group and be like, so there are people up ahead. I think we should just feign that we're following the intruder and just let them know that that's what we're doing down here, because they look pretty armed. So we should be very cautious when speaking to them, but there's no other way. There's no other direction that this tunnel goes. It's just forward.
No, you basically bypassed any of like the side tunnels at this point, because and that's why this area is where it is. It's made to kind of be like a one way in, one way out kind of thing. And you know that for sure.
I'll go talk to him. I got great people skills. Great. No.
Wait just a second.
I got
Maybe
this.
we'll just say we're looking for a friend or somebody we saw them drop something, we want to return their item to them. And because earlier I didn't get a chance to tell you guys, but when I was investigating the dart, I'm pretty sure it came from either most likely someone from the Clasp, most likely, but it could also have been from the Myriad group as well.
That's interesting.
But it definitely was like an assassination. So it's looking like the Clasp are responsible for this assassination.
Well, not everything is as it seems. I think we should go ahead very cautiously, because whoever ran down here has headed this way, so they would have had to like interact with them.
Yeah, you would know that they, like, because you didn't see anybody besides, this guard station, whoever it was made their way past already. You're not quite sure how long ago, but they're not here anymore. The other thing you would know, Raina, is, like you said, not all is always as it appears. Despite the fact that there's a couple of guards visible, you know that at an entry point like this, there would be archers with crossbows hidden in, not, like, basically like man-made little dugouts where they couldn't be seen. So you know that as soon as you approach, there's going to be a lot of eyes on you guys.
Okay.
Now,
So what you're saying is, go ahead, buddy.
is it safe to advance?
As long as we don't antagonize them, as long as we're honest with our intentions and we don't raise weapons, we should be fine. But I feel like that's, safe advice for anyone who's going into hostile interactions. But if these are the people that I'm thinking about, then we just need to proceed with caution and be honest.
Okay. So do you head forward kind of like ahead of them, Raina?
Mm-hmm.
So as you kind of get closer, how are you walking? Like, are you walking like kind of hands out, kind of showing that you're not a threat, or
Hands up, and I will put my hood down at this point.
Okay.
Just to be like, no facade, no anything.
Okay. So as you're walking, you actually recognize one of the guards there. He's a halfling, and as he sees you approach, he looks with a curious eye, and you know him to be Thorgood Badmint. And he's somebody that you've dealt with in the past. He knows you, like, just basically through comings and goings. And as he sees you, he's kind of like, Raina, what do we owe the pleasure?
Oh, well, you know, the city, they've hired me to track down whoever attacked the council member. And, you know, I don't normally come down into the sewers like this. My friends and I were looking, and we pursued them here. Have you seen anybody coming this way? And like, while I'm speaking, I want to use my thieves' camp to be like, they don't know. And I want to, like, you know, be like, I'm a ranger right now. Treat me as a ranger right now. Like, but ensuing that. With my thieves.
Yeah. And, he's like he was like kind of flipping a dagger up in the air and just kind of catching it by the blade, and he stops and starts just kind of like and scratching his head a little bit, and you know he's doing things cat back to you, basically like, you're really gonna have to explain this later. And he just says, well, might have seen someone, might have not. I don't really believe it's any concern of yours, though. It's not really it's internal business, and since you're not internal, bugger off.
I mean, I'm sure I could share whatever prize they have for us, but we need to try and figure this out, and we're not trying to invade your privacy. I just want to know if anyone came in, what maybe they looked like, and then we'll be on our way. We don't want to cause any issues.
You have no idea what's going on here.
Nope. We just saw the council member get assassinated, and we tracked them this way.
You want a description, that's all you want?
I mean, anything you'll give us, but I'm not gonna push, because hostile situation, not really my thing.
Go ahead and roll persuasion.
It's gonna be an 18.
In Thieves' Cant, he tells you, essentially... Actually, you know what? Let's do this. This will make it easier. Silvia, Sanguine, and Alexio, go ahead and pull your headphones off for a minute. Okay. So in Thieves' Cant, he tells you, the one who committed the act is one of ours, and it was on directive of someone way higher than your pay grade. You don't want to get involved in this. You don't want to make an enemy of a friend. He further tells you it happened for a good reason, but
Good.
It depends on who you ask.
Mm-hmm.
For them, it was a good reason. And that the reason is, again, above your pay grade. There's a reason why you weren't told this was happening. And essentially it's just because you're just not high up enough in there. But you know that your main contact, whose name is Ayar Nofet, and that's Ayyarnophet. Ayyar Nophet. He says your contact might be willing to part with more information, but that's completely up to him. It's above this guy's pay grade to say anything either. All he was told was it happened for a reason. The reason's above his pay grade, and to let the guy through when he comes back. And he says that's all he says that Thieves can.
Okay.
There we go. He says, okay, well, a description, I guess that's fair enough.
Okay.
Blonde hair. Not very distinct facial features. He did have a scar on his chin, I guess. Brown eyes. Very, very dark. Brooding. The brooding type. Yeah. there's your basic description. Get out of here if you know what's good for you.
Okay. We're gonna leave now.
He gets back to kind of flipping the dagger back up in the air.
And I wanna lead them out.
Okay, so like all the way out of the sewers?
At least out of earshot. I know they're probably watching us to make sure we get far enough away, so I want to get far enough to a point where they're not watching us anymore. At least from what I would know.
Yeah. Yeah, you know that they would be following you for a distance. Go ahead, each of you roll a stealth check, because as you get to the alcove, you might be able to duck in there out of sight and just kind of disappear around like one of these bends.
Before I walked by the guard, I like just waved cheerfully to him and passed him an autograph and kept walking.
You're not going that direction. You're heading back. You didn't really go past the guard.
Oh,
like you could,
okay.
if you really wanted to approach the guard, you could.
No, that was only if we were walking by.
Okay, yeah, no, you're not walking by. You're heading back the same direction. So
before we during that whole conversation, would I have known like something fishy was going on? Can I insight what was happening?
If you wanted to insight his answer, you could insight that, but otherwise you would have no idea anything was happening.
Okay.
Thieves' Cant is only known by people who know Thieves' Cant. Like, there's no way to tell. Like, it's made to be indiscernible to anything else.
Well, I'm just trying to think back to the backstory, because you know how I wanted a way out, essentially.
Yeah.
Would I have known anything? Would I see anything clicky going on?
No.
Is what I'm trying to discern.
No,
Okay.
but you would have when Silvia mentioned the Myriad, that would have piqued your interest.
Okay. All right. That's all I wanted to know.
Okay, yeah, there's nothing really here that's clicking for you in any way that pertains to that.
Okay.
Okay. So, were you guys going to go with anything else, or are you guys going to go ahead and do the head back in?
Head back in.
Okay, so go ahead and everybody roll me a stealth check.
That's 20.
Natural 20.
Nice.
Dirty 20.
Damn.
29.
Oh, right.
And a dirty 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, as you guys are making your way around, as you come around the bend that leads to that alcove, you guys quickly dart into the shadow of the alcove. And if anybody's following you, they don't seem to have passed by the alcove as you guys keep an eye out. Go ahead and make a perception check, Raina.
It's a different die this time. 16?
Okay. Yeah, you kind of peek your head around, and you kind of see the two people were flanking you, and they just kind of look around, shrug, and go back heading towards the encampment. So you guys find yourselves alone now back in this alcove.
Now what? Was that really of value? Any of that information he gave us? How are we gonna find this guy?
I mean, I don't know if we should at this point, because he may or may not be in their group. People can pay them to take care of things, so we have no idea if they're actually involved. But I think at this point, maybe if we go back up, he'll have to resurface somewhere in this area. Maybe we can find him that way, because because we're in the port end, right? The low slums port end at this point.
No, you were. You were kind of right under the wall leading to the lower slums area of the sewer. Because it doesn't go much further past that. It kind of dead ends there and opens up into a grate in the back that is heavily guarded. That's why they picked that spot, because it's right at the the end of the sewers.
Yeah.
Because there's not really a whole lot of sewer system under the slum, at least under the lower slums. It just those were never really supposed to be there. It's almost like a tent city that popped up outside the walls of Amon.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I feel like if we go back up, and can I roll an insight to see if his description was bullshit?
Yeah, go ahead.
13 plus 4 is 17.
Yeah, he's full of shit. He was just giving you something just to hear, just to say out loud. Because really, he didn't care about that conversation. That wasn't the conversation he was trying to have.
Okay, but maybe we can find someone up top and see if we can't discern anything else, because they're not going to help us. They'd rather shoot us first, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I don't know, they seem like nice people.
Were they part of the Clasp? For sure?
I'm pretty sure. I'm not entirely sure.
At
But
least
I mean,
we
it
know
seems like it.
the group that was responsible, probably responsible.
Sylvia, if you want to roll a history check on the emblem that Alexio had found.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm assuming, Alexio, you shared that with the group, right?
Yeah, I showed it about.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll history on that.
Okay, so that would be a 3.
A 3? It was a very pretty sigil. You liked that it was red.
That was nice. It was pretty.
You have
The
no
sigil.
idea.
Yeah, I don't know. I've got nothing. I've come up blank.
Well, from here, it seems like all of our leads are bullshit. I think it's over. The best thing we have is the dart.
Well, maybe overnight I can find something about the poison and we can go from there.
That is what you
Possible.
could do.
So I guess we're going up at this point.
Okay. Was there any
Might
other
as
business that you guys wanted to attend to on your way up, or
I wanted to do something on the way out, yeah.
what do you want to
I
do?
want to thoroughly go through the guy's belongings in the alcove before.
I wanted to loot his armor
Oh yeah.
and then dump his body in the sewage.
Okay, yeah, I mean, the body's still there, so yeah, you take the armor. So go ahead and mark down black studded leather armor.
Ooh.
As far as the belongings go ahead and roll me an investigation.
Anyone want to help me out? I got a 3.
I mean, I can try.
Go ahead.
I got an 11.
Are you trying to Sanguine?
Why not? I get a -1, but. Hey, 16.
16. With a
Wow.
16, you do manage to find a poisoner's kit
Ooh.
in his belongings.
Ooh.
But you don't find like any darts, and you don't find any like blowgun or anything like that. It's just a regular poisoner's kit. It's made to be able to apply poison to weapons or create them in vials.
Hmm.
Hey guys, look what I found. This is pretty cool, right?
Interesting. Can I see if there's anything missing from it?
Yeah, I'm just gonna tell you, nothing seems to be missing from it. It's a full kit. It's a full set.
Hmm.
I mean, you could tell that like vials have been used previously, but nothing that like catches your eye as far as like anything missing.
Okay. I guess I could try and compare this to the dart later.
That's a thing you could do.
See if it was made by the same kit or at least something similar.
Yeah, and at least identify the poison.
Interesting. Very interesting. Well, it seems as we've come up empty-handed except for Sanguine. Let's get a move on, because it smells down here.
All right,
I
believe
think that's
the-
just me.
Yeah.
It probably is. Okay, so the looting of the armor, taking the armor, that's the thing you want to do on the way out?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah, as you guys get back to the area of the Cloud Top District where that grate was, you guys climb back out. Again, Sanguine covered in just crap and just nastiness. You guys manage to pull yourselves out, and you know that there are places to stay, not necessarily in the Cloud Top District, but you would find stuff in like the Central District as far as like places to stay the night. As at this point, it's roughly about 3 in the morning. It's been a long night for you guys of the feast and then heading down into the sewers.
Yeah, I'm beat. Let's just call it a night and go from there, I guess.
Is there a lot? How long have I been in the city, Brad?
You have been in the city for only 2 days at this point. You had a day of essentially like a meet and greet with the council. You had a day to kind of acclimate yourself to the time change, and then it was the feast, and then the next morning is the morning you're supposed to meet with the rest of the council.
Okay, so like tomorrow morning I'm supposed to meet with the council.
Mm-hmm.
Were there any like memorable landmarks that I can say we should meet at, or like shops or restaurants or anything like that?
The best place and the most visible place right now for everybody to meet would actually be at that amphitheater area where the play happened, because that's going to be the closest to where you'll be for the council meeting.
Okay, and then my council meeting was in the morning, I would assume, correct?
Yes. Yeah, not like early morning, but yeah, it's like our time scale, 10 a.m.
Okay. We should meet at the town center a little past midday.
Okay, well, hopefully I'll have some sort of information for you. Did you know the woman who died well?
Not too well, but she basically showed me around the city when I first got here.
Can I insight him?
I mean, he honestly didn't really know her that well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, they had just met. Like, they were friendly because they were trying to make a deal. But, I mean, she knew more about him than he knows about her, I'll put it that way.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Sanguine just... Oh, sorry.
That's it. I'll meet you there.
Yeah, Sanguine just goes up to Alexio and just pats him on the back. She's like, there.
Oh.
So you, like, reach up to his back and just, like, leave,
Oh, yeah.
like, just crusted crap on his
Oh.
back.
Yep. There.
That's going to take a while to wash out.
Thank you. I will see you tomorrow. I need to find someone to wash these robes.
Okay, so are you going to be heading to... I mean, it was once a palace, but it's now essentially, like, the chambers for the Republic of Tal'Dorei, the Council of the Republic of Tal'Dorei. Is that where you're heading, and the three of them are going to go to the tavern, or find a tavern?
Yes.
I mean, I live here, so...
Are you going to bring them to your house?
Oh, not them. I'll go home, but
Okay.
I don't know about them.
Okay. Yeah,
Sanguine,
I mean...
why don't we take you to get washed up?
Is the orphanage in the town we're in currently?
Yeah, but it's not anywhere near the areas that you guys were traveling.
Okay, alright. You know, a bath and a drink sound great right now.
Well, I think you've had enough drinks, but a bath, yes. And I guess we start walking towards a tavern in anywhere to bathe, anywhere, a river.
So at this time of night, you're not really going to find any place. There are waterways throughout the central district. It's almost like little streams going throughout the city. Not sure it's advised to bathe in them, but I mean, you can just kind of push her in.
Let's find you an actual bath. I don't want to poison anyone with your steak.
With her reputation, I think she could actually find lodgings for free.
Probably, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much kind of how you do your thing with all your travel. Silvia, are you just passing through town at this point, or have you already established yourself? I forget. Sylvia.
Wait, sorry, what?
Have you already established yourself in Amon, or were you just passing through at this point? I forget.
I would say passing through, but I've been here for a few weeks.
Okay, so you have a really good standing rate at a local tavern.
Okay.
Yeah, known as the Nightingale Inn.
Okay.
They give you, because you're paying like a monthly rate at this point, you're still within your first month, and they're not charging you as much as they would like for nightly. It's about 5 gold for the month.
Okay. Well, you could just come with me to my place, and I'm sure you can get washed up there.
You like a tub of booze?
Sure.
Oh.
We'll get you a booze.
Yeah, alright, let's go.
You know,
We're
you should
going.
really talk to somebody about the amount of booze you
I talk a lot, or to a lot of people about my booze. A lot. I mean, I tell them what drinks I like, and I tell them, you know, where I'm drinking. I tell them stories.
I
love here.
You know what? We'll just keep walking.
Yeah, walk good. It's a good night. Good night. You're a good person.
Thank you. So is that gourd always full?
Oh, preferably.
Okay. So as you guys all kind of go your separate directions for the night, Alexio, are you just going to go get your like robes clean and go to bed and wait for the morning?
No, that's not what he would do.
What would he do?
I'm definitely gonna go change because I smell like shit.
Yes.
And then I'm gonna go see what the nightlife's all about.
Okay, now keep in mind you have about 7 hours until your meeting is supposed to be, and you're gonna need at least 6 hours to get a long rest. So otherwise you're gonna be taking a point of exhaustion. So just
responsibilities. Okay, fine. I'm gonna go to bed.
Okay.
I didn't realize it was that late.
Yeah, like I said, it's about 3 a.m. and the meeting was at 10 a.m. So.
Oh no. Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed.
Okay. So yeah, you just kind of like, just a little bit stiff from like, you know, being out in the cold, damp sewer and stuff like that. You're like, I'm gonna try to get some sleep. I've got a big day tomorrow. Raina, you go back to your house, or are you planning something else?
Just very quickly, because I know that I want to get a full night's rest, because I'm very responsible. I want to go by where I know my contact to be, and just leave a note in Thieves' Camp for them, where they will find it. For probably the next morning when they arrive wherever they go, and then go home and sleep. And
okay. Do you want to private message me the note, or like Twitter DM it to me so I know what it says?
I'll do that.
Okay, cool. And then Silvia and God, Sanguine. That name is gonna kill me. You guys get to the Nightingale Inn with little hassle. At this point, the festival's wound down, and with the murder or the death, as far as anybody knows, not a whole lot of people realize it's a murder yet, of the council member. You guys get through with little problem. And as soon as you walk into the tavern, oh god, the smell is just making everybody just like look right at you. And the tavern's still pretty lively for this time of night.
I'm just gonna kind of push her and direct her to the room to.
No, they want my autograph. They want.
No, that's not what they want.
Wow.
You just see like people holding their noses, just like.
They're gonna go. Oh.
So you bring her up to your room, and like just like little like shit cakes are like on the stairs on the way up, just crust from her body is just like dropping onto the ground. It's horrible.
Crust from her body.
Yeah, just like poop crust essentially. You know that there's like a bathing room. Like each room doesn't have its own bath, but there's like an actual bathing room at the very end of the hall upstairs.
Okay, that's where I'm pushing her.
Okay.
I got it. I can bathe.
Silvia, why don't you go ahead and make me a Constitution saving throw?
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no.
That's a 10.
A 10?
Mm-hmm.
As you place your hand on Sanguine, you just all over her back. Sanguine, you feel the vomit just go down the back of your shirt, and you just feel just like chunks of meat and whiskey, and it's awful. It's very warm. All of a sudden, you just feel very warm.
Is that chicken? That feels like chicken.
No, just don't. Worry about it. Just into the hole.
Also, Sanguine, I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw
Oh
as well.
no, this is Family Guy moment coming up.
No, it's not for the same reason.
Oh yes, dirty 20.
Okay, dirty 20. You still like the wound still hurts, but it doesn't seem to be getting like infected or anything like that. As you get pushed into the bathing room, you see a round tin tub. It's empty, but there's water jugs nearby. Not heated water, but there's water, and it's not like a bar of soap. It's like almost like melted like soap into like a wax like kind of substance. It's like it's thinner than like candle wax, so like it smears almost like a liquid soap, but it's not liquid soap.
Okay,
Alright.
so you do your thing and get all that shit off of you, and you can stay in my room with me after you've bathed completely with the soap.
With the
You know what the soap is, right? So I walk over to the soap and I put it in her hands. Use this. All of it. No. Please tell me you know how to bathe.
I will also say the jugs of water are pretty big, and the tub itself is pretty big. It's not made for halflings. Yep.
Can you fill this tub? Do you like actually need help?
No. I got this.
Okay.
When we get home, I'm gonna fix you up a nice hot sink.
Oh God.
And
Okay.
she put-
What?
Okay, so you know what? I'm just gonna have faith that you can do this.
Oh no.
I'm gonna walk away. And Sylvia leaves the room.
Okay. Oh God. Okay,
no.
Sanguine, what do you do alone in this room with jugs of water and a giant metal tub, or giant to you
Okay.
at least?
Don't
Well,
forget
now
the
she-
soap.
Don't forget the soap.
You have the
Don't
soap
drop
in
the
one
soap.
hand.
So now she's gonna let the composure drop, and she's just gonna start acting normally, and she's gonna open up start pouring the water and doing it all without stumbling whatsoever.
Okay, roll me a strength check,
Yep.
because it is like I said, it's
Ooh.
large jugs of water.
21.
21. All right, yeah, just with like it's nothing. You lift these jugs of water, kind of barrel arm them like this, like bear hugging it, and you kind of walk it over to the tub. You go like pop it up like this, and just like all your muscles in your body tensing and flexing as you shove it in. The tub or the jug itself almost tumbles in, but you kind of keep a good grip on it and pull it down. Now go ahead and make me another strength check for the next jug.
Holy shit! I'm actually rolling 19.
Yeah, same thing with that one. And it's just about full enough for you to actually do anything. Go ahead and grab one more jug. And one more strength check.
This is what you were waiting for. An 8.
An 8. There was only ever going to be 3.
Yeah. Okay.
But as you lift the next jug over your head, you get it over there, not too much issue. But the amount of just kind of like lifting and repetitive motion of getting these jugs over your head, it kind of just dumps over backwards and just spills all over you. It doesn't hurt you or anything, but you're just covered in water, and all it does is just kind of make the smell even more, and just all the crustiness just gets all wet again. It's awful. It's awful. You're like, you know what? I'll make do. I'll just roll around in the water that's in there at this point.
Yeah. She's just sitting there rolling back and forth.
Okay, so you get all cleaned up. It takes you a good 30 minutes for this whole process. Silvia, you're just kind of sitting in your room like, what have I gotten myself into?
God. Hopefully she doesn't drown. She was really drunk.
Blowing bubbles face down in the tub. No.
The water is very shitty water, just so you know.
Oh.
Like all of the sewage that was on you is now in this water, and even with the soap, you're just blowing just shit bubbles, basically.
Mm.
Oh God.
Okay, she's getting the hell out of that tub.
Yeah, but you're clean enough. The soap helped. Did you use the soap?
Yeah, let's say yes. Let's
Okay.
Let's say
take
yes.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's your choice. But you have a nice little like floral like apricot scent to you.
Yeah, there's like a brown stained now used bar soap on the side.
Okay.
Bathrooms, no.
Oh.
This was my favorite skill check.
And like you just leave the bathroom a mess. You like don't even clean it up because you don't really have a good way to do so even if you wanted to.
Why would you?
Here's the thing, she puts the shitty clothing back on.
And it's still damp and smelly.
She comes back out like, I feel so much better. She was right. That felt right.
Okay, Silvia, did you like leave your door ajar or anything so that?
Yeah.
Okay, so you see the ajar door that Silvia told you to look for. Do you kind of just like? I'm assuming you just kind of barge in. Seems like something you would do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so you just like barge right in. You're like, I did it. It's Silvia. You just see
I'm clean.
like clean skin but damp, nasty armor. Go ahead, and make me another Constitution saving throw.
Oh, thank God. Natural 20?
That's just like
Ooh.
you're just like, huh, and you just swallow it. You're like, I'm good, I'm good.
Okay.
And you
What?
like,
What's wrong?
I will
I
say
used this soap.
I will say your room does have a window, just so you know.
I open the window immediately. I open the window and is the wind? I just leave it. I'm gonna. Is there anything that I can stick in my nose?
What's in your inventory?
No.
Oh man. Okay, so. Oh gosh. So Sylvia starts rummaging through her bag.
I mean, You
What are you looking for? What do you need?
You do have common clothing in there. You could like tear a couple pieces off and just shove them up your nose.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay. So yeah, you just like kind of tear a little piece off your clothes, just kind of shove it up your nose.
Nope. I'm good. Okay, good night.
If you needed that, here I can rip my clothes and.
No, that's okay. Those look very nice, and I would hate for you to tarnish your clothing.
They're really nice. I like to take care of my clothes, you know.
I see that.
Very important to look nice.
Sylvia's just like.
I just picture Sylvia's face is exactly the face you're making right now. Just like totally shook.
Well, good night. This is a face of regret.
Do you not know prestidigitation?
No good deed goes unpunished.
I'm hoping somebody does.
I don't know spells.
Does
You're the
anyone?
only one.
No one. No one.
I can Eldritch blast the shit out of that.
You might want to eventually.
You might kill her.
Okay.
All right, so she's actually gonna like take the gourd off and put it on the floor, and she's like gonna curl around it and hug it and fall asleep like that.
All right. Oh, so, Sanguine, you fall asleep no problem. Sylvia, you have a really rough night.
Oh.
Like, you kind of like, you fall asleep, then the smell hits you, it's like, hut. And then you're just kind of in and out for a while before finally you two drift off to sleep. Just like kind of sweating from just trying to hold the vomit in. And then we are going to actually go to, in the morning. Everybody wakes up. But Alexio, we're going to start with you.
Okay.
You wake up. It's about an hour before your council meeting. You basically had a wake-up call, essentially. To make sure that you were prudent and prompt. And you just see a half-elven woman. She just knocks on the door. Sir Alexio.
Oh, do come in.
And she kind of walks in. Sir, I just wanted to give you your wake-up call. Are you about ready for your meeting, or are you still wiping the sleep out of your eyes?
Did you bring the coffee?
Oh, no. And she just turns and runs out of the room embarrassed. I
go back to sleep.
Okay, like 10 minutes later, she just like rushes up with like coffee just kind of spilling on her hand. She's like, "I am so sorry, sir."
So I just now do come in. Don't worry about it. I'm not an angry man. Please. So I drink the coffee. Will you fetch me my robes? And I stand up and I do a morning stretch.
Okay, yeah, so she whisks her way to your closet. She has very light, floaty steps. She's really trying to, like, her getting the coffee to her was, like, the biggest deal, like, ever. So now she's, like, really trying to put on that show, like, I am a professional, I do this for a living, I've got this.
And then I hit her with the not wearing anything.
You do what now?
I'm not wearing anything. I stand up and do my morning stretch.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she's actually pretty used to this. It's common to not wear clothes when you go to sleep at night in these times. So she just grabs your robe from the closet and walks up to you and hands it to you. Is there anything else I can do for you?
No. Have a good day.
Well, I'll be off then.
Actually, wait.
Yes.
Where is the place I'm supposed to be?
Oh, yes, of course. When you exit your quarters, you're going to go ahead and head to the left there, and you're going to follow that nice red carpet until it turns lavender. When it turns lavender, you're going to go ahead and make a right, and that will be the central meeting chamber, and that is where you will find the rest of the council.
Do you want to just show me? Never going to remember that.
I will wait for you outside your door.
Okay.
And you'll.
So I don my proper attire,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm gonna head out.
Okay. So yeah, she leads you to the council chamber, and you see a big oval table with chairs around it. The chairs are all filled with the various council members, with the, of course, exception of Shendal. But you see a man who had introduced himself to you as Alistair Peregrine.
Okay.
I'll send you these names because there's a lot of them.
Okay.
But there's Alistair Peregrine, who's a human. You know that he represents Kaimal. And all of them are dressed in very similar attire. The men and the women, they're all wearing similarly like velvet lavender robes, or just like regular common clothing. He happens to be wearing the lavender robes.
Okay.
He's a very clean-cut, well-kept man. Then you also see Nita Ironfist, who is a female dwarf. She represents Craghammer.
Okay.
She is one of the newer members of the council. She was just within this past year brought in to represent Craghammer's interests. And she actually is wearing full plate armor. She is the only one who's just like, no, I'm doing what I'm going to do.
Her and I.
And, yeah. Well, yeah, because you're not part of the council, so you'd be in your regular
Oh,
job.
okay, yeah.
But she has red hair, and she actually has a wispy red beard as well.
I love it.
Yeah. And you see like a large warhammer just kind of leaning against the chair that she's seated in, and she's leaned back in the chair with her feet on the table. No fucks given.
I'm gonna marry that woman.
There's also a male elf named Tanthal Galaman. He represents Singorn. And
okay.
he's wearing kind of like a long not velvet, but a long lavender coat. It goes down about to his upper thighs. And
have I done trade with Singorn before, like my family?
No, this is your first step onto the mainland. This is like your first, like you haven't been to Tal'Dorei at all before this.
Okay.
But he also has like this matching pants, very slick shoes. He has very sharp features, black hair slicked back on his head in a tight ponytail, and his hair's like slick, almost looks like he's been greased back. Then there is a male gnome who represents Westrun, and that's Finthony Valorspark.
Okay.
And again, similarly attired. He's got kind of like his is like a vest, like a lavender vest with a white puffy shirt underneath. He's trying to look way more important than he actually is. Like he's really kind of eating up this being an aristocrat thing, knowing that Westrun is kind of like a smaller territory. He's just trying to make himself look as important as some of the bigger places like Singorn or Craghammer or Amon.
Okay.
The last couple are Mimi Weathertoe, who's a female halfling. She represents Stilben. And she's kind of, her style is mimicking Finthony's, but hers is more like a dress. It doesn't seem to fit her very well. But she's doing her best. And she has blonde hair. It's braided down the sides like this. And it kind of comes up along the sides and like kind of tucks into the front, where there's like another braid across her forehead. Then you have Alandra Shul, who is a female human representing Whitestone. Whitestone you've definitely heard of, and you're kind of eager to do business with Whitestone as well, specifically for their Whitestone. But that's kind of something like you're like, I'm going to tackle that at a later date, like, if I stick with this, depending on what happens.
Like a one-on-one thing.
Yeah, that's something you don't necessarily want to bring up to the council, because you know that's going to put you in competition with all the other territories who all want that Whitestone. It's going to drive up the price for yourself.
Gotcha.
And she is just in a very clean cut. She's like almost like in that period's equivalent of a pantsuit.
Gotcha.
And then finally, there's Erisa Talame, and she is a female elf, and she represents the Ashari tribes. She is wearing a multicolored robe. One that is parts of it that are brown and green, parts of it that are like a light blue with a darker blue, parts of it with like an orange and a red, and then the parts of it with like a white. And it's just like all the colors are kind of like mixed up and swirled, and they're all sitting at the table. And Tanthal actually.
So they're all here before I show up.
Yeah, they all met beforehand.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they see you enter, and Finthony not Finthony, Tanthal addresses you. Says, Sir Alexio, it is so good to finally meet your acquaintance. Please, have a seat. And one of the servants pulls out a chair for you to sit on.
By all means, the pleasure is all mine. And I kind of fling my coattails back to sit down.
Okay.
And I too no, I don't. I just sit down.
Okay. I understand you're here because you're requesting trade with Amon. As you can tell, we've had a bit of a situation last night. I know you were there.
It was a terrible, terrible thing.
It was awful. Shendal will be very much missed, and I don't know if anybody could really replace her.
Shendal was the first person who was kind to me in this city, and it weighs heavy on my heart.
Well, hopefully you will find the same kindness through the rest of us, as we are very eager to meet with you on Amon's behalf until they can appoint a new chair to the council.
Well, it is I who is very thankful for you welcoming me with open arms.
Of course. So, what exactly is it you wish to trade with Amon?
Well, as you know, Marquette has a very rare selection of spices. We also have very, very decadent incense. I'm not sure of your trade here so far, but I'm willing to expand our horizons. People in Marquette need people that need things that the mainland has that we do not. People here might want the things from Marquette. I feel like it is in benefit for all of us.
Hearing about like the spices and stuff like that, you kind of see a gauntleted hand slam on the table, and Nita kicks her feet off the table and says, you're looking for trade, and you want the best, and you want something that's gonna get you far in whatever mystical land you say you be from. Why not be trading with me and the Craghammer dwarves? I mean, what can Amon really do for you that we can't do for you ourselves? We make the finest dwarven armor and weapons, and she like just beats her chest.
I do appreciate your craftsmanship, trust me. But at the same time, why think so small? I think
she looks really offended.
No. Okay, so I didn't mean it like that.
You best be watching your words, cause I'm listening. And she leans back, not only insulted that you called her small in her eyes, but that you thought her idea was small. Because dwarves, as you know, are very, very proud of their craftsmanship. And Tanthel, to your credit, Tanthel kind of just like rolls his eyes like, oh god, here she goes again.
Alexio might not know, you know what I'm saying?
No.
How many dwarves there are in Marquette.
I mean, there's definitely dwarves there. They're not as common, but they're there, and I mean, any dwarf worth their weight is going to be singing the praises of whatever it is they craft. It's not an uncommon thing to know about dwarves.
I think.
So you say you want to think bigger. So what's bigger?
We need to connect these trade routes through all. We should not limit ourselves to only trading through a select few of us. It's so minute.
Go ahead and roll persuasion real quick.
Okay. I think everyone should have everyone's goods. So my persuasion was a 24.
You see him kind of scratch his chin. You make a valid point, and then Finthony actually speaks up. He says, "Yeah, you know, we could use some more goods in Westrun. We're small people. We have small things. We can use bigger things. That's all I'm saying. We can use bigger things." And he just like plops back down in his chair, just kind of embarrassed, like, "Oh God, I didn't even think about what I was gonna say there." And Mimi kind of just like nudges him with her arm, just kind of like laughing at him.
Well, you see, in my mind, an open market is a wealthy market. There's no money to be made if our borders are closed. At least our trade borders.
At this point, Arisa kind of leans forward on the table and she kind of like clasps her fingers together, like, you know, in a pyramid. The Ashari don't trade our goods, not with anyone, certainly not with you. We are here merely as a safety precaution because of the elemental rifts. We have no interest in your trade, and we are off the table. That is a deal that will not be struck.
Fine. I understand your beliefs in your trade. But what are these elemental rifts you speak of? I've heard not of these elemental rifts.
They're not something you need to concern yourself with for very long. You're only going to be here a few days, yes?
Yes, but I at least thought they had manners in the capital.
Go ahead and roll, I guess, in intimidation.
It's a 25.
25? You're right. I'm sorry. The death of Shindal is weighing heavily on me right now, and I don't know you. And I don't know what information really we should be sharing with you, but let us convene on your offer and arrive at a decision, and perhaps we can talk more. Say tonight.
Do you have a certain place you like to eat? I'm not very familiar with this city.
We'll meet
I've yet
here.
to have a decent meal.
We'll meet here and we'll have food brought in.
Okay, I agree to this.
Okay. Then we will see you tonight. And she kind of gives you a respectful nod. And Tanthal gets up, comes over to you, kind of reaches his hand out to shake it.
Okay, I shake hands.
Okay.
Is that like my cue to leave? Is that what's
Yeah,
going
pretty
on?
much. They're like, okay, we need to discuss.
Okay, well,
If
I
we
want
want
to be like, thank you all for hearing my offer. It has been a pleasure. And I'll take like a bow and shake hands at people that want to shake hands and then leave.
Most everybody offers a hand. The only one who doesn't is Nita, who's still kind of miffed at you. But you kind of get the idea that they haven't really considered combining their trade routes like this. They're all there to represent their own little parts of Tal'Dorei.
Okay.
So you can tell they really want to in-depth talk about this before they really discuss like details of it with you.
Okay. Just to let you know, I hadn't let my parents know about the offer that I was putting on the table. This is like a wild thing that I was just throwing out there.
Yeah, I kind of assumed as much based on what we had talked about kind of in the background. So with that, we're actually going to go ahead and move to Raina. Raina, as you awake in the morning, you see a familiar person sitting in a chair in the corner just staring at you. And you know it to be AR Nofet. You know AR, is a human. He's an older man, especially like in comparison to you, or at least like age looking wise. He's got silver hair. He's got like a 5 o'clock shadow it's very gray, bagged wrinkles under his eyes. Got your note?
What if I had been indecent?
Since when does that matter?
You're right. I'm glad you got my note.
So, this is a concern. I can't believe you were stumbling through. And I can't believe you know what you know.
Companions, yes.
You really don't want to be involved in this.
I feel like I can make the decision myself. At least give me the gist. I need to know.
Do you know who that council member was? I mean, not just their name. Okay, you know we're at war with the Myriad. She was Myriad.
There's proof of that?
Well, I mean, not on me.
What proof is there of that? Because bringing this out to the open.
Dead drops. We follow all the council members, and of course we have somebody in the council. You know that much. And
would I know who that person is? Just for my own.
I'll send you who it is. But yes, you would know who it is. But anyway, we've got somebody in the council, so yeah, we were watching her movements and we saw her drop something off. We grabbed it and intercepted it, and it was a communique to the Myriad over in Kaimal. That particular branch.
Do you have plans to rectify this? Because there were a lot of witnesses.
Well, we're hoping that they would just think that she got sick and died. We weren't really thinking past that. It was very clean until you guys started poking your nose around.
I had to make sure it wasn't them, to put us in danger. Is there at least a scapegoat set up in case anything comes to light?
Of course. We were thinking, we've got that kid here over from Marquette, or wherever he's from over there, across the Osmit Sea. You know, he met her, he's a foreigner. Pin it on him.
How obvious is that?
How smart are the guards here, really?
How about we actually... Do we have any leads on any other connections to the Myriad here?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Why not? Do we have any other connections to the Myriad here? Do we have any suspicions? Why not pin it on them? Take out more birds with one stone. Pinning it on a foreigner could not end well for us. Because it would just bring in more investigation. It would bring it closer to home.
If we try to pin another Myriad member, who's to
because
say...
you know they're going to blame the class. We are much more prominent in this city than the Myriad. Who's to say they won't say that she was Clasp?
You have a good point. And that would put our mutual friend in danger. We can't have that. Okay.
We need to be proactive about this.
Can you wrangle that group of numbskulls that you were with and keep them in line?
Yeah. Thorgood gave us a false lead on a possibility, and now that I've talked to you, I can mangle something up. They've got other things going on, so hopefully we can get them off. I know that the human is doing something today with the council, so...
Okay. I still think we had a good plan, but what evidence do you have? What have you collected from the crime scene? Anything at all? Anything that could lead to us?
I know that poisoned was used.
Yeah, usually those guys are supposed to fall out and...
Which was sloppy.
Well, we'll be having a word with our assassin then, I guess. You know what sloppiness gets you.
Dead?
Worse.
If there's anything else I need to know, anything else I can further push these apparent companions of mine off. One's drunk all the time, but I don't know how much I believe that. And then there's the fortune teller.
Okay, here's an idea. You tell them, or conjure up some evidence at least, that the poison that was used was Myriad made.
Can you is there any way I could falsify a sample, because the fortune teller has an alchemist kit, and I'm pretty sure that's what she was doing.
The poison used was from Kaimal. Myriad, their current big base of operations in Kaimal. Slip that information to them, it should be enough.
I can do that.
Then track the Myriad in the city. Find a patsy, kill them, don't let them talk. There you go. He hands you a blowgun, and it looks really weathered and like it's been used a lot. Plant this on the body, don't let anyone see you. Boom. You're done. Collect a good reward from the council members. I'm sure they'll pay something for this information.
Oh, I'm sure.
And you've rid the council member of their the council of their Clasp spy too. If you tell them that it was a Clasp member that was assassinated, kill two birds with one stone. I like your plan. This is why I love doing business with you, kid.
And that's why I do business with you.
Well, are we done here?
I would like to get dressed.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah. Don't want to overstay my welcome. And
I'll see you around.
Yeah, well, take care of yourself, kid. I'm sure I will. And with, like, barely a sound, he exits the room, like the door closing very softly behind him.
Really need to get better locks.
You have a feeling that won't help with this particular man.
I say it sarcastically to myself.
Okay. Silvia, Sanguine, you guys wake up in the morning. Silvia, it was a very difficult night for you.
I'm just gonna try and focus on figuring out anything about this poison that I possibly can.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an investigation with advantage. And add your, if you're not proficient in this investigation, add your proficiency to this check.
Okay. Investigation.
22.
22.
Yeah.
Okay. The best you can discern, the poison was made in Kaimal. It is a very rare poison, and it is a known poison that assassins will use because its effects generally don't linger. But you can tell that this was sloppily made, and that is why the foam was noticed. So it seems like someone who's not used to assassination kind of botched it a little bit.
Amateur assassin. Interesting.
Yeah, and you know this poison to be called the Quick Death.
The quick death. Is there anywhere in the city to get some of this? Or it was sloppily made? Do I know what the ingredients are to make this?
There's not enough left on the tip of it to be able to discern exactly what the ingredients were, or like what proportions you would need. Like you have an idea of what the ingredients might be, but not like the quantities used or anything like that. And nothing that kind of tells you, okay, this is where I would start looking. But you definitely know that while it was sloppily made, this is something that pros would use. So this was done by a professional, even though they kind of fucked it up a little bit.
Interesting. Well, do you know what time it is, Sanguine?
It's time for my morning workout, and she just grabs her gourd and starts drinking.
That's working out.
Yep, the best kind you can do.
You know what? Who am I to judge? I look outside to see what time it is.
I mean,
look out the window.
Dawn's just breaking, so I mean, for you, it's like roughly what?
So we've got time till we meet.
Yeah, it's about like 7-ish a.m. for you guys. So you have a little bit of time before you meet.
Well, what now? I basically found nothing. I know what kind of poison it is, but it's pretty much a dead end at this point.
Oh, sorry, it's 9-ish your time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm bored. Let's go fight something.
Okay.
Okay. Ooh, you want to be my agent?
How would that work?
You bring all the people to me.
Oh, I see. Okay, so we're gonna go to the busiest place we can find.
Okay, the busiest place you're gonna find is probably gonna be the Promenade. It's called Abdar's Promenade. It's the marketplace district, and that has the massive bazaar that dominates Eastern Amon.
Okay.
That's where the majority of people are gonna be during the day. Shopping for goods and wares and stuff like that.
Singwing, who are you gonna fight?
Good question. She's gonna look around for someone who kind of looks like a worthy fighter.
Okay. You see a half-orc in half-plate armor, and he seems to be kind of perusing the bazaar, not really paying anybody any mind. People, however, are stepping out of his way. He looks very intimidating. He just kind of has a scowl about him. He doesn't look like he's in a hurry or in a rush, but he also looks like he kind of knows that people aren't going to fuck with him.
Okay. She's not going to waste any time. She's going to walk straight for him, a little bit tipsy-turvy, and wait until she stands right in his path, hands on her hip, looking way up at him. And just wait until he notices her, pretty much. Please notice me.
Notice me, senpai.
Oh yeah, he does. I rolled a natural 19 on his perception check.
Okay. He didn't get stepped on.
So as he's about to step on you, he looks down. He's like, "What are you doing, little girl, or guy, or what the hell are you?"
I am offended. You do not classify my gender. That is so rude. Rude. I am going to teach you, Mr. Little Guy. I'm going to teach you a lesson.
Mr. Little Guy.
Okay. See, he's going to reach down and try to grab you by the back of the shirt to kind of pull you up to his height. Does a 16 hit you?
No.
No? Okay, so he kind of reaches down for you, just kind of dodge to the side. He reaches down with his other hand, and you just dodge to the other side, and you can tell he's starting to get really frustrated, and he's he's very insulted with how just nonchalant you're acting towards him, and now he's just frustrated that he can't seem to grab you.
Man, you catch a clue as quick as you catch me, or the orc legend lives on, I'm telling you.
At this point, he grabs a hammer off his back.
Here we go.
You are an insect, and I will squash you like an insect.
Okay, while this is happening, I'm gonna go fight, 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 taking bets, halfling or orc, and I'm gonna start gathering people around.
Okay.
Gather around. Fight, fight, fight.
So yeah, I'll say, yeah, like just various people like come up to you, like, what are the odds? What are the odds? Who?
2-1 for the halfling. I think I don't know how odds work, so I'm just gonna guess.
Okay.
I don't know if the 2-1 goes in favor of the person you're saying or not. I don't know how to do
intelligence roll.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, yeah, let's do that.
Okay, that's not bad. So intelligence roll would be +0, 13.
13? You have a pretty good idea. You're like, okay, I need to make it so that it looks like the orc is the tougher one, so they'll all bet their money on the orc. So when your friend wins, you get the monies.
Okay, I do that.
Yes. So as this is happening, I need Sanguine. Go ahead and roll initiative for me.
All right.
May I roll initiative as well, because I might sleight of hand heal her if she needs it.
Ooh,
there's only 2 people fighting, so we'll say that like after her turn, if you want to try to sleight of hand that,
okay,
go ahead, and that will be where your kind of initiative lies. That way you have an opportunity to do that.
I rolled 13.
Oh, you rolled way better than he did.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so you're gonna go ahead and go first.
Okay, so as he's, I gotta think about this. Okay, as he's reaching for, like, he's reaching back for the hammer, right? Or has he already drawn it?
He's drawn it at this point.
Okay. Okay.
And you hear like the market just kind of going off around you, but you guys are kind of intently staring at each other in this just center of this bazaar.
Okay, so what I'd like to do is like her to kind of like, she's standing right in front of him, so she's gonna like pretty much face fronting the hammer. She's like, that is a nice hammer, and she like pretends to like kind of step forward to look at it, and then she falls forward, rolls in between his legs because he is a large creature compared to her, right?
He is.
Yes. So she rolls in between his legs, comes up behind him, and I think that's. Sorry, I'm picturing this in my head as I do this. And then she hasn't drawn her weapon. I can't do that. So as she's rolling actually in between his legs, I want one leg to kind of come up in a kick towards his groin as she's doing it.
Okay.
And then as she finishes the roll, I want her to actually no, that would not be a good idea, actually. Her strength's shit.
Man, you got 6 seconds
Actually,
here.
Sorry, can I take away my second attack and use that to draw her weapon?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Alright, I'll do that then. So I like to just kind of catch him off guard with that kick. Maybe like, yeah.
Okay, so you're going to roll between his legs, kick him, or try to kick him in the groin and pull your weapon after that?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, go ahead, roll to hit.
Okay. That is a 21.
Yeah, that hits.
Yes!
Yeah, go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. Oops. Ooh. So that is 9 damage then.
Whew. Yeah, so as you like roll between his legs, your foot, like the heel of your foot, catches him right in the avocados, and you just made some guacamole as you keep rolling.
Oh.
And all he hears from behind you is just like weapon being like your for lack of a better term, your pole arm just kind of being pulled out, like, and he's like, oh, this is fucking on. Is that all you can do?
Big boy. Yeah, because she's drawn her weapon, and then she's just pretty much kind of like weaving, like, kind of call him on a little bit, entice him.
Okay. So yeah, so as you do that, he spins around with the hammer, holding it with 2 hands, and he's going to roll to attack you. Oh my god. So his first attack swings at you, and you just definitely jump backwards, like your toes skimming the cobblestones as you land back on your feet. And he's going to actually take a second swing at you backhanded way. And I need a new dice.
No, use that one.
Oh, that's better. It's a 19 to hit.
That's a hit.
Okay. And you'll take 7 points of bludgeoning damage as he just catches you kind of right in the shoulder. You can feel the shoulder kind of pop out of place and pop back into place. And like your whole body, like you get skidded like 5 feet over. You're just like, shh, like that, just kind of trying to plant your feet as best you can. And you just kind of like clutch your shoulder like, oh, it's fucking, let's go.
Oh, bitch. That's what I'm talking about.
That is all he can do.
All right. Look, you got a good hit on you.
And
You gonna try to sleight of hand it?
Yeah.
Okay. So go ahead, roll a sleight of hand.
okay, let me mark my uses.
Come on.
Okay. Ooh, can I get advantage because it is a very busy crowd?
I will say yes, because he's in combat and he's really the only one paying attention.
Okay.
Or that would have, it would have mattered to if you noticed. So.
I got the same roll, so it doesn't freaking matter.
Okay. Abilities, skills, sleight of hand. 13?
Yeah, he's so deep in combat, he doesn't notice as you begin casting a spell.
Oh, yes.
You get 3 points of healing.
Yes. I'll take it. This is the best team ever. Okay.
And I'm obviously taking as many bets as I possibly can and riling the crowd up.
Go ahead and make a performance
Yeah.
check.
I can do that. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Okay, it's time to switch out this dice. That is a 9.
Okay, how are you trying to pump them up?
Basically describing what's happening.
Oh, you see like
Like-
in commentator mode?
Yeah, like super
Yes.
like sports commentator.
Yeah,
The
like
Halfling
you're
fronts back just as the hammer just whiffs in front of her face. Will she win? The odds are not in her favor. Bet for the orc, the obvious winner.
so
Yeah.
as you're doing that, you just hear, "Pipe down! We can see the same show you're seeing."
Ouch.
Fuck you. And then I just
Okay, then Sanguine, what are you doing?
Okay. So, as she was hit with that hammer and she was pushed, I'd actually like her to pretend to fall over.
Okay, so
And then,
you're
like-
prone then?
Well, no, like, you'll see. Like, as she's falling, she's going to,
Okay.
roll onto her shoulder with the weapons tucked under the arm.
Uh-huh.
And as she comes back up onto her feet, she's gonna wobble backwards, swing the weapon forward, try and hit him with that way, with using the reach,
Okay.
using it that way. And so one-handed, she's gonna swing back like that, and then. Oh, this is so hard to switch with the melee. Okay, and then you know what? She's actually going. Fuck, this is hard. And, she's gonna pretend that the momentum of swinging it upwards was so heavy that she spins all the way around and she hits him again with it.
Okay, so go ahead and roll 2 attacks.
That is a 16 for the first.
Okay, 16 just hits.
Ooh. And a 14 for the second, so.
So 14 misses, fortunately.
Yeah. Okay. So. That is a 9 total again.
9 total. Okay. So as you hit him with the first attack, he looks like he's unsteady on his feet. And as you kind of come around with the other, he's starting to kind of pick up on your ruse. And he actually like catches it midair and kind of flings the weapon away from him.
Okay.
and you can see his eyes like turning red, and you can just tell he's fuming and he's done with you. So
No.
he is going to just like overhand try to swat you like a fly. Oh, that was a natural 2. There's no way that.
Oh, I thought you were about to say something else, and I
Same.
was like,
I'm dead. Like,
Wow. Okay. So he slams down with a hammer, and you just kind of drunkenly stumble out of the way. And as he's about to hit you where you stand now, you drunkenly stumble right back to where you were, and both attacks miss.
yes!
Unbelievable. That's my good die too. Or it was.
I like that die. It's a good die.
And like he's just like fuming. You can see the muscles in his arms rippling, the veins in his neck popping out as he's just trying to smash you.
Oh, okay. So, what I would then like to do is No, that would be a bad idea. Shit, never mind. I'm not gonna do that. I was gonna fling a clothing item at his face, but
I mean, you could do that.
I could, but she's not wearing exactly a lot, so yeah, no. So instead, yeah, she's now going to grab the sticks, one in each hand again, with the ends, and it's because he came down like this, right? So he punched over.
Yeah.
So I would just like her to hit him once on the side of the head, roll over his back, and hit him on the other side.
Okay. Make an attack, an acrobatics check, and an attack.
Okay. So attack. Ooh,
Or rather,
26.
okay, so that'll hit. Do that, then do the acrobatics check, and then
Yeah.
I'll tell you how the attack will work,
Okay.
depending on how that goes.
18 on acrobatics.
Okay, so yeah, just roll a regular attack.
Okay. Jesus Christ, 24.
Okay, so
like you.
yeah, you just like crack on one side of the head, then you flip over his back. But like before he could even notice where you are, it's still dazed for the first attack. You hit him with the second attack. Go ahead and tell me what the damage is.
Okay, and I don't want to kill him, so this
Okay.
is... Yeah. I've learned my lesson with that. Okay, so first one. Ooh, that is a 10 for the first one.
Okay.
And second one, no modifier. So 4 on the second.
Okay, how would you like to knock him out?
Ooh. As she comes, like, rolls over his back and she gets him in that second hit, she kind of sees him, like, just kind of, like, stumbling over, weaving, and whatnot, and she kind of, like, weaves with him back and forth.
Such a dick move.
And then she just goes, and lets him just fall over.
And sure enough, as you blow on him, just like David and Goliath, you just blow on his kneecap and he just stumbles over, just boom, arm splayed out, head to the side, tongue lolling out of his open mouth. He's still breathing, but he's definitely unconscious.
Okay, she's gonna climb on top of it and just, like, put his face up into, like, a nice big smile. Like, there. That's much better.
I
Okay.
am collecting my money.
Yeah, so I'd say you collected about 100 gold pieces.
Nice.
Woo! Obviously, I split that 50-50.
And I run over to Why am I forgetting his name?
Sanguine.
Because I was about to say penguin.
It's like a salty penguin. It's sanguine.
Sanguine. Like, look how much money we just made.
So
And
as
I-
you're doing this, by the way,
Uh-huh.
some of the arms of Amon are approaching,
Oh.
weapons drawn.
Uh-huh.
All right, who created the disturbance?
He attacked her. Did you see that?
He
We were just helpless. Like I and then I run.
Oh,
Oh shit! Run!
And then immediately stealth as soon as I get to the crowd.
Okay. Okay. That's okay. Yeah, sure. So, as you like in mid-sentence, you just drop your words and just turn and start booking it. And the guard's like, "Oh shit." And let's see.
Can I roll stealth in the crowd?
Actually, you two are going to need to roll initiative to be able to track how
Oh.
this is going.
This is not good.
This is not
Sorry, I
good.
didn't know what to do. I panicked.
I didn't know what to say, so I was just like, run.
Is this all going on during my meeting, or is
Yes.
this after my meeting?
This is about like during when you just arrived at your meeting at this point.
Hey, why do I feel like I fucked up?
Oh god.
I'll talk our way out of this, I'm sure.
Okay.
I love this so much.
Oh no.
Okay, Sanguine,
double
what was your roll?
21.
21?
Oh yeah, I gotta roll things. Oh, that's not good.
What'd you get?
6.
6?
6.
Oh no.
Okay. So oh, let's
Am
get
I
some,
going to jail? I don't want to go to jail.
let's get some chase music going.
Oh my god, yes.
I love that you have chase music.
Fuck yeah, I got chase music.
It's just whackety sax, isn't it?
Oh my god, I wish I could do
Yes.
yakety sax,
Oh my
because
God.
that's what this is. No, I can't legally use yakety sax. I'm not even sure if legally I can use this music. But I'm trying. Anyway, okay, so Silvia, gotcha. Okay, so your surprise action was essentially freaking out, turning, and starting to run. So I will say you got about 30 feet into the crowd.
Okay.
I'm assuming you're moving your full speed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Can I dash?
You could dash, yeah.
Please and thank you. I
Okay.
would like to dash.
Yeah, so yeah, you dash 60 feet through the crowd. They haven't lost line of sight yet,
Okay.
so they can still see you. So you can't really stealth to blend into the crowd just yet.
Okay.
That's gonna bring it to Sanguine. Are you following suit, or what are you trying to do?
No, she has no idea she ran yet.
Okay.
She's still sitting there. And he almost stepped on me, and I was like, please don't. And then he hit me with his hammer, and then I was just pure luck. I kept running, and it was so scary. And she like kind of latches onto the cloak, and like, please protect me. Don't let me. I'm just so, she was so scared, and then you guys came with the weapons, and like, we just don't know what's going on.
Roll deception with advantage. That was good.
Ooh, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, that would be 17.
17. Alright. The guard kicks you off his leg and drops his sword and points a crossbow right at you.
And then you're gonna hit me too, mister?
Because that would have been your full turn doing that, essentially.
Oh, yeah.
So one of them points a crossbow at you, the other one drops his sword and pulls a crossbow and is going to fire at Silvia. You are going to have some cover,
Right.
but
They're gonna shoot into the crowd?
yeah.
Wow.
Because for all they know, you might have been the person who poisoned the other person, the council member. They're on like heightened alert right now.
Oh no, I have the dart on me.
Dump it! Dump it!
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Oh,
next week you come back with a new character.
Ch-
And it'll be
chuck that shit like it's heroin and El Cajon. Get rid of it.
Yo,
Oh my god. Okay, so. Oh, he rolls low to hit. And you
Oh,
just
thank
see the
God.
arrow just over your head.
How crowded is this place?
It's crowded. They're
Who
aiming.
does that arrow hit?
The arrow hit somebody.
It didn't. It actually landed in one of the waterways. They're doing their best to, like, pick their shots, which is probably why they're. Well, it is actually exactly why it's harder to hit you. Because you're getting an AC bonus based on the cover, and that cover is essentially them trying not to hit civilians.
Okay.
So that's kind of how that's working exactly. So, that actually does bring it to your turn, Silvia.
Okay, so what are the buildings around me?
Okay, so you're in a bazaar right now, and you're running down. There's just stalls on either side of you at this point. There's no buildings for probably another 90 feet or so.
So it's only stalls.
Yeah, this is the bazaar. This is the marketplace. This is where people go, set up a stall, sell their shit, and then after a week pack up their shit and go back to wherever they're from.
Okay, so how long does it take to equip something from your disguise kit?
Oh, I mean, at least 10 minutes, I would think. Well, depending on what are you trying to equip exactly?
A wig.
Just a wig.
Just the wig.
Okay, I would let you do it as an action and bonus action to reach in, pull it out, and put it on.
Okay, so I want to run my full movement and then kind of dive towards the stalls so I'm below the crowd now. So once I'm out of view because I dove down and kind of
Okay.
I'm like kind of sliding, I'm gonna try and throw the wig on, like pull it out, throw the wig on, and then that's all I can do. I think that's all my movement and everything for one turn, because that would be the 6 seconds, and then my next turn would be me getting up.
Yeah, I would say I'll be
Basically.
generous and give you all of that.
That's
Because
super generous.
really, it should probably take a little bit more than that. But yeah, so you kind of dive under, toss the wig on, and you're... Go ahead and roll me a stealth check to see if they noticed you dive under there. Come on, guys, you're killing me.
Okay, skills. 18.
18. Yeah, you managed to kind of just like drop down right in front of some taller people and dive down, and you hear, "Hey, where'd you go?" And you hear them kind of calling back. That's gonna bring you to Sanguine.
Oh God, try not to get arrested. So she's going to try and make this look totally by accident. Like she's going to, like, cause she was kicked over, so she's gonna get up, like she's going to be like try and explain things, like wait no, and then she's gonna trip over her own feet and try and like fall onto like not on the crossbow, but on their arm holding the crossbow.
I would say because these are human guards and you're a halfling, like you really
that's
have to
true.
reach to make
Oh no, I
that work.
jumped and fell. Oh no.
Yeah, that might be. I'll let you, if you want to try it, I'll let you try it. You'll roll a deception with disadvantage.
Yeah, no. I think instead then. Is there any other guards nearby?
It's just these two right now.
Just
you don't.
those two?
You're not seeing any more presently, but you can imagine they're probably on their way.
Okay, she's going to actually try and get her fans amped up around her for help. She's gonna.
Okay, what do you do?
I was like, my friends, please, somebody help! These guards are harassing us. They attacked us for no reason. Please help your warrior. I have no idea.
Roll persuasion.
Oh, this is
my god.
9.
The crowd just looks really confused at you, like.
No.
But we just watched you kick that guy's ass.
Oh no. Yeah, and if you want to continue to see me kicking ass and not go to jail, then help out.
You see the crowd start to thin out, and you just hear mumbles like, "I'm not getting shot for you."
Oh, my friends are great.
That's, unless you want to do some movement, that's pretty much all you got.
Jesus, I can't even stand in front of them to block the way. So, no, I guess that's it. Unless I can like, again, I'm just gonna try. No, I got nothing. I have no idea what I'm getting out of this.
Okay, so at this point it's the guard's turn, and the one still has his crossbow pointed at you, and now he's like, "Okay, I know you are the one." So he just looks at you and be like, "We can do this the easy way, or we can do this the hard way." And the other guard moves and positions himself behind you, and holds out and tosses some manacles over to the one holding the crossbow at you, and he just kind of holds them up to you.
Is that the easy or the hard way?
This would be the easy way.
What's a hard way?
Okay. The one behind you is gonna roll to hit.
Intelligence 8, people.
Okay, it's a 16. So he just like fires it and it just like kind of
Okay.
goes right past you into the cobblestone.
How'd
And
you miss? I'm right in front of you.
the one in front of you says, "That was a warning shot. That's the hard way."
The warning shot?
Oh God. Are they anywhere near where I'm exiting my meeting?
This is nowhere near you. No.
Fuck.
We're gonna be best friends after though.
Yeah, we are.
In the afterlife.
So he is going to attempt to restrain you and shackle you. That's going to be what he does for his action.
I'd like to try, as he does that, I would like to try and drunk fumble, so he's the one that ends up getting shackled.
That's
Okay, well, the first thing, let's roll a strength check against each
Okay.
other. Start there.
Okay.
Ooh, that's good.
That's not. 16.
I roll a natural 16, and that gives me an 18.
So you beat me.
Yeah. At this point, Silvia, you're out of the initiative because you're far away, and they've stopped paying attention to you at all. They figure they've got their person at this point.
Yep.
So the guard is going to clasp manacles on you, and that's actually where we're going to end it tonight.
no.
God.
Yes.
Ah!
Yes. This is a really good place to end it.
I got
As
30 bracelets.
as Sanguine
Please do.
is arrested,
I just ran from the law.
Silvia is wanted.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Alexio had a very nice meeting,
Have
and
a dinner date.
Raina made her dark plan. These are our new heroes of Tal'Dorei, people.
Hello.
Good lord.
This is level 1 play. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Oh god. Okay,
Oh, best team ever.
let's do some exits here. All right.
Oh my
I'm gonna just do the same order I did it before. So, Sai, why don't you tell us? Just reintroduce yourself, say hi, and say what things you might be working on, where we can find you.
What's up, guys? I'm Sai. I'm basically only here on Tal'Dorei now. Every once in a while I'll go on a stream and play some video games, but it's been a long time. You can find me at Twitter, and if I ever stream, I'm probably going to post on my Twitter, so you should probably give me a follow. Especially if you like food tweets. I always tweet about food. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Right on. Carrie, why don't you tell us where we can find what you do and all that good stuff?
Alright, so you can find me on you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, DeviantArt, and all that good stuff under the name Shrieky, SHRIEKEE. And I have a bunch of streams going on, and I actually have 2 new streams that I will soon be announcing that I'll be joining. So, holy shit, my schedule's full.
I know the feeling. All right, Riley.
Hi, I'm Riley. You can find me on Twitter at Riley Avery. I am a hairstylist, so most of the things that I do are hair related, other than this campaign, which I'm super happy about. Maybe I'll do some photo shoots or something, maybe, possibly.
Do it.
Yeah, totally.
Maybe.
Maybe IRL your hairdoing.
Maybe. Yeah.
That'd be
Twitch.
cool. Yeah, I would totally watch that, actually.
I've thought about that. I'd have to think of something. I thought about, I have some creation ideas of like meshing hair with Twitch and things like that, but we'll see when I come up with it.
Girl, we gotta talk.
Ooh, yeah.
Right on. Dana.
Hey, I am Dana at Dana Leby on Twitter. That's where you can find me mostly. You can find me here on Wednesdays, and hopefully Galactic Mistakes whenever we find out when the new date is. That would be great. That's really all I'm doing right now with that, and I just started another game that I will be DMing on my own no stream this summer that I'm super excited about.
Yay!
So I'll be DMing 2 games, and I want to cry.
Is it homebrew or what campaign is it?
My IRL game that I've been DMing for almost a year now, Jesus, is a homebrew game, and I'm actually starting Out of the Abyss, and hopefully I'll hear some answers back this week, and I can announce who my players are because I love all of them.
Nice.
That's what I'm
awesome.
doing right now.
That's great. Oh man, I can't wait to see that. Out of the Abyss is so cool.
I don't know if I'm gonna stream. There has been questions about it, but I don't think we'll stream. But we'll see.
That's fine. Even if you don't, I'll get to hear the stories, and that makes me happy enough.
Mm-hmm.
My name is Brian. Find me on Twitter at Captain Sugar Bear. That's at CPT Sugar Bear. It's right there in this awesome layout that I learned how to make because I'm learning how to do things every day, like just learning how to walk with this kind of stuff. I am also your DM. That's a thing I do now, again, that I haven't done in so long. So that was exciting. You can also find me at Soulbear RPG, this channel right here, and the same name on Twitter. And yeah, just follow those 2 accounts. That's where you'll find all the crazy shit I work on. Nerdy Point of View podcast, of course. That's at Nerdy POV, and all that good stuff. So let's finish off with just some last shout-outs here. DSC Smurf for the bit, thank you so much. Delta J Ford, our good friend Derek,
Derek
from Galactic Mistakes, hosted us with 70 viewers. Thank you. That is
Wow.
ridiculous.
That's awesome.
That did not add to the pressure when I saw that pop up at all.
Wow, I had no idea.
I did.
Good thing.
Skelmgar has followed. Thank you so much. EX_13 followed. Thank you so much. And Xenerath also followed. Thank you so much. As far as the Galactic Mistakes thing go, we're just waiting to hear about Quinn's schedule. That's kind of the big sticking point. His school schedule's changing, so that's kind of where that's at right now. So
Fingers crossed.
once we know about that, then we'll have that figured out. But thank you all to everybody who tuned in on this inaugural Tal'Dorei stream. This is a big responsibility, a big world to take on, and I hope we're doing it justice for you. Make sure to tune in next week on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. The games will generally run around 3 hours-ish, most likely. We'll try not to go over that. We had a lot of front-loading to do on this one, so it ran a little long. But thanks for all the compliments, all the bits, all the follows, all the love. It made coming back to the DM table, and especially DMing in front of people for the first time like this, it made it really cool for me. And I know I appreciated it, and I'm sure you guys did too, of course. So,
Awesome.
You did a great
This
job,
was
Ryan.
super awesome. I just want to give a heads up. Alexio's accent might change. I don't know if I like this one.
that's
But
fine. Yeah,
just
we're all
don't
getting into
scream
characters.
past you
So.
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good. Like, this is the first time playing these characters and trying to really nail down who the character is for yourself. So things will probably be changing about them. Doesn't shock me, doesn't surprise me, and I'm sure everybody that's watching will love whatever it is you come up with. All right. Well,
Love you all for tuning in. Thank you so much.
yeah. I guess we'll call it a night. So good night, everybody.
Good
Night,
night.
guys.
All right.